And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank you for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. I know I'm 5 minutes late, but you know who to blame. Don't blame me. We got a whole lot going on all over the internet, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere. And where do we start? What's going on with your man Paul Pelosi, huh? What's going on with this guy? Living a double life, living a secret life, talking about, oh, this guy came into my house at 2:30 in the morning with a hammer and tried to assault me. Like, what's really going on? Was it a home invader? Or was it a guest that became uninvited at a certain point? We'll talk about that a little bit later. Also, Elon Musk has officially purchased Twitter, and the people on the site, that the leftists, they're going insane. A lot of the top level people have been fired. We'll talk about all that in a little bit, of course. The World Series, I guess, does not have enough African American players. Does that matter when there's so many Dominicans and Cubans on there who are also black? They got dropped off first, so are they any different than us? Not really. We'll talk about that in a minute. John Fetterman, what in the world's going on? Why do they have that man out there? This guy has no idea what he's talking about. He had a stroke, so I'm not trying to make fun of him, but good grief. I mean, can they give him a break? Can he get a little bit of a reprieve, a little bit of a rest? I mean, good night. Also, Ron DeSantis killed his debate against Charlie Crist. And we got a whole lot more to discuss on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. If you enjoy what you are hearing thus far, please give the video a thumbs up. Also, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Now, somebody said my voice is echoing. Is my voice echoing, or is that somebody's sound system playing tricks on them? I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm playing in different parts of your situation. Maybe you have I don't know what's going on, but let's go ahead and get that tightened up. We'll talk about a lot of these things. Oh man, we got a lot going on. we got quite a bit going on. Paul Pelosi. I won't get to that right away. I'm gonna save that for a little bit later. And I want to thank y'all again for being here. Y'all could be anywhere, but you're right here with me, and I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all for that. No echo. Okay, we good money then. Don't even worry about it. But first, shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to ablmerch.com. Y'all know what it is. We got hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more on the website, ablmerch.com. Y'all go check it out right now today if you have not. Also, go to anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Once you go to my website, you're able to find articles for each video that I produce. So whatever it is, it could be a video about whatever it is that I produce and I talk on, not the shorts, obviously, but anything that I talk on, you can find a corresponding article that I write myself. And I always cite my sources. So nobody can come on here and try to challenge me and say, hey, you don't cite your sources. You just make up stuff. Well, I get my sources straight from the internet streets, from left-wing sources, right-wing sources, independent, AP, Reuters, whatever. I get it everywhere, and I list them all. So go check out the website, and also go to the contact page, anthonyblogan.com/contact. You can find my email address, my snail mail address, and you can also find my social media platforms. I'm everywhere now, really, but I need to update that, actually. I think on the website, I have my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and, of course, YouTube, but I'm also on TikTok. I don't really post much on TikTok. I just have it because I don't want nobody else to be trying to copy, what me or recreate me. So, yeah, I'm on there. But the main ones you want to go to, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Twitter is super lit on there, and it's about to get a little bit different. It is about to get different for sure. All right. And what else we got going on? Oh, and of course, y'all go to bhedesigns.com to make the beautiful handmade wooden flags that are right behind me. Link for that will be in the box. Go to patriotpost.us, the best source of news and information anywhere on the internet. That will be in the description as well. This is also a podcast you're listening to right now, whether you're watching me live on the YouTubes or listening to me after the fact on YouTube or on your favorite audio streaming platform, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, Google Play, Apple iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, I should be there. Just search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. There's also a link in the description box. And if you're listening to me right now on your favorite audio streaming platform, thank you. Can I get a 5-star rating? Can I get a positive review? Can I get a share? Can I get a like? That'll help me out tremendously. Also, this podcast will be available on the audio-only platforms at 8 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow morning. So today is what? Saturday, October the 29th, that I'm recording this live with you guys on the YouTubes. It'll be available Sunday, October 30th at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's that. And before I continue, are you guys trick-or-treating yet? Like, I'm seeing all kind of Halloween parties going on. I'm seeing, and I feel like I see more adults that are out there dressed up than the kids. Maybe I always see that because the adults stand out. Maybe I don't know what it is. You know, I'm seeing the young guys. I saw this one video of a kid. It was funny. Of course I got videos. I got plenty of videos all day for you guys to check out, to enjoy. A lot of crazy stuff. I got a new Obama video. I got some more Joe Biden. I could every show, every time I go live, I could do a segment dedicated to Joe Biden pretty much deteriorating before our eyes. He's already deteriorated, but it's like further deterioration. If you have a hoopty that cannot drive anymore and is sitting on blocks, it can still deteriorate more. You could have rainwater hit it and then it just rust to nothingness. That's kind of what's happening right now to your man Joe Biden. But anyway, I digress. I got quite a few videos for y'all, but here's one, Halloween one for you guys. And shout out to all you guys taking your kids out to Halloween, going trick-or-treating. Be safe out there because you got some crazy nut jobs out there that want to hurt your kids. All right. But here is, is that what Obama did? Endorse Karen Bass? Interesting. So shout out to this youngin' right here. This is kind of an old video, but it's if you haven't seen it before, it's new to you. And you see the caption, it's still my favorite Halloween video. We get some sound and not eardrum bursting. That'd be good.
Let's see.
You know the funniest part about this video? Little man has on no costume. He has on a hoodie that is costume themed, but he has on like a regular pair of blue jeans and some shoes and no mask. It's like, sir, what in the world are you? Where are your parents at, sir? Like, how did you even learn this? You got an older brother or something that made you do this? You're going to have a life of crime. You're going to be on America's Most Wanted. You're going to be an episode of the cops talking about, I didn't do nothing, hiding up under a house or something. It's like, what's really going on? So yeah, shout out to everybody that got good kids out there that won't just go and take the whole bowl of candy and put it in the book bag. But anyway, yeah, trick-or-treat is always a fun time for me. When I was a youngin', I would see stuff like that. I would see the bowl out there. I was always responsible. I never gave my parents any problems. I would see the bowl of candy and just take the appropriate amount. But I will tell you this. See, here's what I did when I was a kid. I was like super old trick-or-treating. I was like 16 trick-or-treating. And I'm big, like I'm a big guy now. I'm like my same size I am now. I'm 6'3", over 200 pounds right now. So I was like that size at age 16. I went up to somebody's door, talking about some trick-or-treat. I didn't have no costume. I had on a regular coat and a beanie. He was like, "Are you driving? Like, what are you doing?" That's all I did. But I never stole no candy. But I was a little bit old that should be out of trick-or-treating. But anyway, shout out to y'all who are out there having a good time going to the parties. Please be safe. But we got quite a few videos on deck, quite a few topics on deck that I want to get to. Where do I start, really? I think I want to start with Fetterman. Let's start with your man, John Fetterman, because that was a disgrace. Now, John Fetterman does not need to be out there on the campaign trail at all. At all. He shouldn't be out there. We all know it. You know it. I know it. The whole world knows it. He should not be out there trying to become the next anything. He shouldn't be trying to run for dog catcher, let alone senator of Pennsylvania. And he shouldn't really be the lieutenant governor right now, because if you don't know, John Fetterman is currently the lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania. He most certainly should not be in that role, but he is. So, he shouldn't. He needs to go ahead and just fall back. And again, I'm not trying to make light of Fetterwoman, exactly. Fetterwoman, Fetterminx, MXN, Fetterneck, Fetter person. But he shouldn't be out there trying to be anything. Okay. Now, if you don't know about the debate, about the whole situation, what happened was, since Fetterman cannot really understand speech when it's spoken to him clearly and decipher it and make sense of it, they gave him a concession. What they did was they allowed him to read closed captioning above the heads of the people that were moderating. So, for example, as a question is being asked to him, it's being transcribed in real time above them on these real big screens. Let me see if I can find that, actually, so you can kind of see what was going on, because during the debate, you might not have been able to see it unless you paid attention to when they would kind of pan the camera up to the captions. It was these real big black screens above them. Let me see if I can. Here we go. Perfect illustration. Perfect picture, actually. This is it right here. High quality and everything. Shout out to New York Post. Always coming through. You know. Now, this is what he was able to see. You guys see this? If you're listening to me on the audio only, I'm sorry, but you have two moderators, and above each of the moderators' heads, you have captions of the questions. So he was having to read that to answer the question. But the problem is he still cannot answer the question appropriately. You see what I mean? So what that did was create a situation where it was a bunch of pauses and long stares and just kind of confusion over what was being said. He had a brain injury, and that's why he was doing that, because he had a stroke earlier this year. He shouldn't be out there trying to do anything for anyone. He needs to go ahead and just retire from being lieutenant governor. But, the Democrats don't care, man. They put you out there. You could be a whole corpse. It's like, all right, man, go out there and do it. Same thing with Joe Biden. They know Joe Biden is pretty much a husk of a man. He's a whole cicada husk animated, just walking around, meandering through life. They know that. They don't really care. It's like, look, you have the best chance of being able to win. You go out there with your 25% battery at best. I'm being generous. 25%, you can still get some stuff done. You're talking about deep in the red. You on about 5%. You on the last bit of your battery before the phone cuts off completely, and you can't turn it on until it gets charged up to about 50%. You're pretty much right there. They don't really care. It's like, all right, man, you go out there and do that. We'll back you. We'll support you. And if the battery runs out, we'll carry you to the finish line. Same thing they did with Hillary Clinton. Although she lost, her battery ran all the way out. She couldn't even walk 2 feet to get to the black car back in 2016 during the 9/11 ceremony. It was a mess. That's the same thing going on right now with your man Joe Biden. But anyway, back to your man Fetterman. Now, let's get through a few of these. Now, I'm going to give Fetterman a little bit of a defense here. The whole hello, good night thing he said in the beginning, I'm going to get to that in a minute. I'm going to play it for you so you understand what I'm saying, because you have not seen it. But I've heard, like, Jamaicans speak that way. They'll, like, if it's nighttime, they'll answer the phone, hello, good night, because they may not use the word evening. Good evening makes sense. Hey, good evening. But good night is typically used as a departure, like adios or something like that. It's not meant to be a greeting in the U.S. In Jamaica, Caribbean, maybe it's used as a greeting, but not here. Now, I don't think Fetterman from Braddock, Pennsylvania would say good night as a greeting. I don't think Fetterman's the kind of guy that would be going to a Jamaican chicken restaurant, getting the spicy super jerk with the beef patty and all that kind of stuff. The roti. I don't think Fetterman's getting no roti nowhere at a restaurant. I think he has just a brain problem, which made him say the wrong thing. He thinks he's saying the right thing. To him, it makes sense in his mind, but his mind is not operating properly because he got injured. So in his mind, he's saying one thing, but when he verbalizes it, it's something else. This is why he can't understand speech, because when it's being spoken to him, his mind is not interpreting it properly. Your mind is very sensitive to things like that. If you have an injury or something, it could really kind of disorient you. But here's the whole hello, good night thing.
as lieutenant governor. You're running for a seat that could decide the balance of power.
Okay, can we get some?
What qualifies you to be a U.S. senator? You have 60 seconds.
Hi, good night, everybody. I'm running to serve Pennsylvania. He's running to use Pennsylvania.
I mean, that right there is just bad. And you know that a lot of these responses were pre-planned. He can't just speak off the cuff. He could never do what I'm doing right here, a live stream. Well, he can't do it now. Maybe he could have done it before he had a brain injury, but not right now because he's just not able to. All right.
Mr. Oz, I do want to clarify something.
Now, here's a really bad moment where the whole fracking thing came in. They asked him about fracking, and he was having a very difficult time being able to express himself.
Mr. Oz, I do want to clarify something. You're saying tonight that you support fracking, that you've always supported fracking, but there is that 2018 interview that you said, quote, I don't support fracking at all. So how do you square the two?
I do support fracking, and I support fracking, and I stand, and I do support fracking.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Oz.
I mean, it makes no sense. And you know the craziest part about this whole debate is that after the debate, they were trying to say, when I say they, I mean the left, they were trying to say that he sounded better than Herschel Walker. It's like, really? Are we really going to say that Herschel Walker is just a country guy who has an accent? That's really what it is. And he cannot pronounce certain words properly. That's all. But when you heard Herschel Walker debate, he was very sharp. He knew all his facts. He had all his ducks in a row. He did very well, despite all the controversy, despite all the negativity, despite his son coming out and saying some things. I'm not trying to invalidate Christian. I'm just saying, despite all those things against Herschel Walker, he did very well. He stumped the preacher, the paid orator, the guy who speaks for a living. He stumped the preacher, pastor, minister into wine, okay? He stumped that man like the Irish river dance, like he's in Paris, France, Italy, making wine. That's what he did, barefoot. Okay, no socks, no shoes, stomped him. They're trying to say Fetterman sounded better than Herschel Walker. It's insulting. I mean, come on. Really? Just because I may be country and I can't say certain words properly, I may mispronounce certain things, that doesn't mean that I'm equivalent to a guy who had a brain injury. I mean, come on. But that's how they do over there on that side. Okay. Now here's another one talking about the medical records, if I'm not mistaken, because one thing that I was reading from the comments from you guys in the video is that he may have what's called aphasia. And if I'm saying that wrong or I'm saying the wrong word, y'all let me know in the comments. But aphasia, I believe, is what I was referring to, where the speech recognition and ability to deliver speech properly is impaired by a brain injury. So if he has medical records, it may list aphasia in there. So if they go through the records and they say, oh, he has aphasia, he has this, he has that, Dr. Oz, it don't matter what you think about him, you could say that he's a quack or whatever. He's actually a doctor. He's a real doctor. So he's going to know what those terms mean. He's going to know what everything in that chart is, what it is. And he can talk about that if he wants to. Now, I think Dr. Oz has been very diplomatic and he's not talked about Fetterman having a stroke. But for real, that's the elephant in the room. That's the elephant in the room, because even if you are a good candidate, even if you have good ideas, you still got to be able to do the job. You still got to do the job. It's just like your man Charlie Crist in Florida was asking DeSantis, hey, are you going to be around for the whole term, for the whole 4 years? Or are you going to go try to be the president of the United States? Are you going to try to run against whoever, Trump or not Chris Cuomo, I'm about to say, what's your man, Gavin Newsom? Are you going to try to run? It's the same thing with Fetterman. It's like, all right, look, I'm seeing some stuff on your neck right here.
The May primary.
Hold on. I'm seeing you got this thing, like, what is that right there on the back of his neck? Like right by his ear on the right side of his head. What is that? See, Dr. Oz doesn't really want to talk about that or ask because maybe seen as improper and insensitive, and that'll probably be correct to some people. But nah, if it's me, I don't care. If it's me, if it's ABL and Dr. Oz's seat, I'm talking about it. It's like Fetterman, okay, with all due respect and sympathy, sir, are you well? Let's see your medical records. What's that on your neck? What is that? Are you all right? Can we get that examined? Can we do a biopsy? Can we, you know what I'm saying? And like, I don't want nobody throwing tomatoes at me because I'm just asking obvious questions. If somebody came into the debate wearing no clothes, just a tie and that's it, anybody gonna say nothing? It's like, okay, sir, why are you not wearing clothes right now? What's happening? Can we not address that? Oh, is that too sensitive? Because he may have a fear of certain kind of fabrics and certain kind of stuff. And, you know, the rainwater got on him and he had to take the clothes off because the rain, he's allergic to rainwater. I was like, nah, man, let's talk about why you butt naked in here at the debate stage. Okay, same thing. Let's talk about this growth in your neck. Let's talk about you having the stroke, and let's get to the bottom of that. All due respect, though, it ain't like I'm trying to attack you, but we got to address it. And if it's me, it's fair game on me too. If I'm Herschel Walker, I'm like, okay, what's going on with these kids you got allegedly? What's going on with this allegation? Nah, it's politics. All gloves off. But anyway, let's play this clip.
Right. Last week, you released this note from your doctor saying you can work full duty in public office, but you have not released your detailed medical records surrounding your stroke. Mr. Fetterman, will you pledge tonight to release those records in the interest of transparency? You have 60 seconds.
No. To me, for transparency is about showing up. I'm here today to have a debate. I have, speeches in front of 3,000 people in Montgomery County, all across Pennsylvania, big crowds. I believe if my doctor believes that I'm fit to serve, and that's what I believe is appropriate. And now with 2 weeks before the election, I have run a campaign and I've been very transparent about being very open about the fact we're going to use captioning. And I believe that, again, my doctors, the real doctors that I believe in, they all believe that I'm ready to be served.
Follow up. I didn't hear you say you would release your full medical records. Why not? You have 30 seconds.
No. Again, my Dr. L believes that I'm fit to be serving, and that's what I believe is where I'm standing.
Okay, Mr.
It made no sense. You see what I'm saying? I'm fit to be served. That's where I think that's where I'm standing. I don't even know what he was really trying to say. And look at his face. He's struggling really hard, and it's really kind of it's hard to watch. It was hard to watch the debate when I saw it live. It was very hard to watch. It's like, man, this is cruel. This is straight cruel. But like I said, Democrats, they don't care nothing about that. They couldn't care less because guess what? They have a guy that they think they could put some money behind and they can rally their troops behind. They're in Pennsylvania. I think Pennsylvania at this point might be a blue state or at best purple state, not a red state anymore, the way it was when I was a youngin'. So they think they could just put him out there and have him succeed, although he's clearly mentally impaired. Now, is there any more? Okay. There's a lot more, of course. I've already done the video, but I just want to get to some of the highlights or lowlights, whatever you want to call it. All right. So here was another one where Fetterman's not making any kind of sense. I think I'll play a couple more. I don't want to play. I got a bunch of them here. Let's play two more clips. I'll play one more and then the closing statement from Dr. Oz where Fetterman interrupted, although you're not supposed to. You're supposed to just let him talk and not interrupt. But here is one clip from Fetterman.
Now, we all have to make sure that everyone that works is able to, that's the most American bargain, that if you work full-time, you should be able to live in dignity as well, true. And I believe they haven't have any businesses being we can't have businesses being subsidized by not paying individuals that just simply can't afford to pay their own way. Now,
it's like, you know what I mean? What can you really do with that? Is that making any kind of sense? And here is the closing statement from Dr. Oz, where Fetterman just completely crashes it.
Talk to couples want to make their first down payment on a new house and they can't afford it anymore because of interest rates. I've talked to families.
You want to cut Social Security.
Mr. Fetterman, it's his turn for his closing.
Talk to couples want to make their...
And I saw a video where I think it was Chuck Schumer talking to Joe Biden on a hot mic. Why do these guys keep talking why do these guys keep talking to Biden in open settings? We can't hear them. There's no There's no audio. We don't have expensive equipment where we can pick up the audio and what's going on. Just like your man Macron talking to Joe Biden. I forget where he was. He might have been trying to go to Saudi and try to convince them to pump some more oil. And then Macron was like, hey, man, they could do a little bit more, but not too much. It's like, why are you whispering? You might as well do an entire podcast because we can hear you and see you. Like, I can read your lips and hear your actual words you're saying. But anyway, I digress. Let's let me see if I can find Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer Biden. There we go. Let's see if we can get that clip right quick. Okay, a lot of people got it. Here we go. Here's a hot mic. All right. This might be the one I'm talking about, or it may be a different segment because they're talking about Georgia here. But I think the one I want was talking about Fetterman in that debate where Chuck Schumer was like, oh, that didn't hurt us too bad. We're doing okay. We're not doing too badly. Let's go ahead and play this here.
He is. That seat, we're in danger of that seat. Taking it back. It's close. Let's see. Well, it looks like the debate didn't hurt us.
So what he said at first was, we might be in danger of losing Georgia. Let's try to replay that. That was a little bit muffled, just a little bit. It almost sounds like Biden has a mic on, like he's speaking right into it. If he's undercover, he'd be speaking right here. It's like, oh, you guys can't hear me? You speak right into the microphone, sir. I can see you, and your sound is crystal clear. Let's back up a little bit to see if he's talking about Georgia right there, because I know right here it's talking about Pennsylvania and the debate.
He is. That seat, we're in danger of that seat. Taking it back. It's close.
I can't really hear, but you guys may know what he was saying. If you can decipher that, yeah, let me know. But I know right here in the next part, he's talking about the debate in Pennsylvania between Fetterman and Dr. Oz. I mean, Fetterwoman.
Well, it looks like the debate didn't hurt us too much in Pennsylvania as of today, so that's good. And basically, we're picking up steam on that. Yeah.
But hey, can we get term limits though? Matter of fact, how about this? Radical idea. Not even term limits, but can we get age limits? Huh? There's a minimum age, why not a maximum age? Or if not age limits, because Fetterman's not that old, how about cognitive tests that actually matter?
It's hard to believe, but they will go for it.
By the way, the lockdown
tomorrow, yeah. But our vote, our early turnout in Georgia, huge.
So I heard that part. He was saying the voter turnout in Georgia is huge. Made it sound and everything. But didn't they tell us that there was voter suppression happening in Georgia? Oh, well, you want to have ID to mean black folks can't go out there and vote, and black folks are a big part of the population, but yet they had record high turnouts. How are you going to sit there and tell me with a straight face, Corinne Jean-Pierre, I'm going to get to her video in a minute, actually. How are you going to sit there and tell me that at the same time you have voter suppression, you also have record high turnout in voting? That doesn't make any sense, because if there's voter suppression, it wouldn't work in the opposite way. The laws they passed made voting more accessible, more available, not less available, not less accessible. The laws did the exact opposite of what they're saying that it's supposed to do. It's not voter suppression. It's just making voting more secure. Bring an ID. How hard is that? If you don't have an ID, you probably smoke crack for a living anyway. So what? You know, if you're a professional crack smoker, the last thing you're trying to do is go vote. It's like, hey, you know what? Today, rather than getting high on this crack, like Hunter Biden, beaming this Scotty, spaceships on Bankhead, rather than doing that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go vote. In the midterm election, where normies don't typically vote anyway. And I'm going to vote for Raphael Warnock because I have real concerns as a constituent of the state of Georgia. It's like, really? Are you really worried about that? Do you care about inflation? I don't think crack is being hit by the inflation bug. Okay, that same crack rock is what you're going to get today, tomorrow, and the next day. All right? It's pretty simple because a lot of that stuff comes from China anyway, and you pretty much smoking fentanyl at this point. So to make that stuff real cheap in Chinese factories and bring it over here through the border, that's one thing that's not really inflated as far as I know is the drugs. How are they going to inflate the drugs? I mean, why? It's coming so cheap and there's fewer barriers to entry. If the drugs would increase in prices because they keep getting caught at the border, but they're not because the border's open. But anyway.
That's the end of democracy. It's like not a democratic state, so when they do that. But this is great, not just for us, but for the whole country. Because this is going to happen over and over again. Yeah.
Okay, there you go, touching and hugging. It's like, he can't help himself. It's like, man, get your hands off these women. I think that's Pelosi right there. Get your hands off these women, man. And speaking about Pelosi, I said that I had a picture of Pelosi at the JFK inauguration. I'm going to pull it up right quick, and then I keep on moving here. And Pelosi was not a baby. This is not an infant picture. Pelosi was like in her 30s, if I'm not mistaken, in 1961. Check it out. I think both of my parents are younger than this picture. Let me see if I can find the picture right quick. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Yeah, we got a lot going on. We got Fetterman, we got DeSantis, and DeSantis wrecked his debate. He sure did. He really, really did. All right. Can I find it or nah? I know it's somewhere. We're gonna keep on moving and then I'll find that picture eventually. I thought it was like right in my recent stuff. I don't know. We gonna find that in a minute. But we got a lot to cover, so I'm gonna keep on rocking here. Now, what's my next topic here? Oh, Elon. Let's talk about Elon right quick. I can talk about the DeSantis debate. But you know, that was just a curb stomping. Let's talk about Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk has finally purchased Twitter.com. This is after months and months of back and forth and a lot of finger pointing and a little bit of everything going on. And they finally went ahead, pulled the trigger, and now Elon Musk owns Twitter. Now, as a result of Elon Musk buying Twitter, as a result of that, there's been quite a few layoffs. And one layoff in particular, you guys probably recognize her very well. Let me see if I can find the layoff picture, and then I'll put it on the screen. Then I'll show you exactly who she is. I'll give you a little bit more context as to who this person is. Now, there were quite a few layoffs, though. I mean, he said that he's going to cut like 2/3 or 3/4 of the entire workforce at Twitter. 75% of the workforce is going to get cut. So I think that there's going to be a lot more people that get fired. Oh, and I ain't talking about oh, okay. Before I get to the people that are real, that actually got fired, the CEOs or executives, yes, Vijaya. I'll talk about Vijaya Gotti in a minute. But before I get to that, let's talk about the people that trolled the media. Wait a minute. Okay, I got to find this. I gotta find it. Hold on, y'all just hang tight because this was hilarious. Now, here we go. Here we go. And I think I got video of this too. I got a picture, but I also have video of this particular thing. Now, people knew that Twitter employees were going to get fired because it was already announced. I think Elon already said it, or a spokesperson said it. Somebody said it already, so it wasn't a secret. We all knew it was going to happen, but I don't think anybody really knew who these people were, except for like Vijaya Gotti and the CEO, the former CEO now. You know who they are, but do you know who anybody else is? Do you know who these random people are that get fired, the engineers and whatnot, the behind the scenes guys, you have no idea who they are. Now, yes, Justin, you want to, I see you right there, boss. Now, here's okay, I'm gonna show you guys the picture first, and then I think I'm going to show you guys a video of one of the guys talking. So, shout out to these super chats right here. Shout out to these two guys right here who pulled off the ultimate prank. I have no idea who these guys are, aside from guys that made the media think that they had been fired by Twitter and got an on-air interview. Were able to say a few words and whatnot. All right. So I'm not quite sure who these guys are beyond that. If you guys know who they are, y'all let me know. But here is a picture of them outside of Twitter with a box, like fake box, whatever real boxes, but I guess they have boxes like, okay, I just got fired and I cleaned my cubicle out. Did he even have cubicles at Twitter? They probably don't. But anyway, the man is holding a Michelle Obama book, and the other guy just has a box and with, just plain box. And there's another picture of these guys. Let's read the caption here, shall we? Musk has allegedly fired an entire team of Twitter data engineers as, quote, laid off, unquote, employees Rahul Ligma and Daniel Johnson are pictured walking out of the San Francisco office on Friday afternoon. So, Rahul Ligma, Daniel Johnson. So then when, you know how newspapers write things, they're not going to refer to you by your first name. They call you by your last name at a certain point. They may introduce you, okay, Elon Musk did this, Elon Musk did that. Then they're going to just start saying Musk. Just your last name only. So with these guys, with the 3,000 IQ, it's like, hey, let's let my name be Ligma, my last name be Ligma, and your last name be Johnson. So then when they talk about it, they're going to say Ligma Johnson. And the media published this. This is Getty Images right here. Getty Images took them. It's like AFP, like they really reported this for real. It's like nobody thought for a second, like, hey, can we get a little bit of verification that you guys are who you say you are? Maybe just out here with a box talking to us. You could be anybody. I could go out there right now with a box talking about I got fired by Twitter and my name is Amanda Hugging-Kiss, and you'll believe it. Is that what we're doing right now? Can we do any kind of journalism, any kind of investigation to figure out what's really happening before we just put stories out there? Nah, oh, okay, cool. This is why we hate the mainstream media, because they just put out whatever. They don't really care. Facts and all that, that's secondary to the reality. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch a video of one of these guys talking outside of Twitter's headquarters. Turn the volume down a little bit.
His own words. What do you make of that? What do you think Twitter will look like?
I mean, if free speech is, Nazis saying that, trans women shouldn't, use women's locker rooms, then awesome. I guess mission accomplished. We'll see. Listen, I got to touch base with my husband and wife. I got to get out of here, all right? Thank you, guys.
What's your name?
Sorry. Daniel. Thank you.
So that was Daniel Johnson right there. So it's like, yeah, man, I gotta go to my husband and wife. It's just obvious, ridiculous, and the box appears to be empty. But they don't really care about the details, nothing like that. You know what I mean? They just thirsty to get a story. Thirsty. I'm talking about dying of thirst. Sahara Desert, no water. Crazy. My husband and wife. Talk about my name is Daniel Johnson. Another guy, Rahul Ligma. Crazy, but hey. Shout out to those guys for the epic troll of the media. They deserve it. They sure do. I want to see more of that. I want to see more trolling for sure. To make these guys do a little bit of work, do some research and figure out who you're talking to before you just put stories out there. That'd be a change. That'd be something that would be great for once. All right. So hold on. Do I have another video of them? Oh, I got your man Rahul Ligma right there. Okay, I got Ligma. I got Ligma of Ligma Johnson. So hold on.
spell it, please? H-U-L.
R-A-H-U-L?
Yeah.
What's your last name, Robert?
L-I-G-M-A.
L-I-G-M-A.
It spelled it like, anybody catch that? Oh man, shout out to Rahul, quote unquote Rahul, and shout out to Daniel. These guys are hilarious. And shout out to Elon for going through some layoffs here. Now, people did get laid off for real, like actual real employees. They did get laid off. Rahul Ligma and Daniel Johnson were not the two guys. They were not part of the laid off force. There were some other people that got laid off. The legal correspondent or the legal chief, whatever her title was, you guys know what I'm talking about, Vijaya Gaddy, she got fired. Oh, here we go. Here, shout out to Say Cheese. Shout out to Say Cheese for this graphic right here. So there were quite a few firings, but here are a couple people or a few people that got fired. So Elon fired several executives, including the CEO, Parag Agrawal. Hold on. Before I continue, I got a meme for that because these names are crazy. It's like, can we get something that's easier to pronounce perhaps or nah? Hold up right quick. Let's get a meme for that. And then we'll keep on going here. All right. So this is from what? The Office, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all probably know where this meme comes from. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But the meme says Parag probably not going to work here anymore. Hilarious. It's a guy like reading a sheet of paper trying to pronounce the name. It's like, probably won't work here anymore, sir. But anyway, let's go back to the list. So you have the former CEO Parag, the CFO Ned Segal, legal head Vijaya Gaddy, I'll talk about her in a moment, and general counsel Sean Edgett. Now, let's talk about Vijaya Gaddy. That's the main person we got to speak on. First of all, there was a picture that came out recently, like the other day recently, that she was in. That you might not know that she was in. Like you saw the picture, but you didn't know it was her. Okay, you didn't know it was her. So, and if I'm wrong, y'all please let me know. But the streets say that this person right here in this picture, you ever seen this picture right here? So you got Elon at Twitter recently, and you see all the defensive posturing, shoulders and whatnot, hands and whatnot closed up. You see the defensive posturing, and you see Vijaya Gaddy right there. Is that her? Huh? Is that her? And the face? Oh man, if looks could kill, you'd be dead as a doornail. Super dead. Okay, you'd be bottom of the sea, swimming with the fishes, type dead. Is that her? Looks like her. Maybe I'm just being racist, brown skin, Indian, but I think that's her. So, I think now we know why she gave that look, because she knew that she was getting fired. It's only going to be a matter of time. All right. Now, you've seen her before that picture as well. Because remember on the Joe Rogan podcast, where Jack Dorsey, the former Twitter CEO, was on there with Tim Pool and Joe Rogan, Vijaya Gaddy was there speaking for Jack Dorsey the majority of the time. And Vijaya and Tim Pool got into back and forth a little bit. Let me see if I can find that. Joe Rogan. What's his name? Jack Dorsey. Yeah, there we go. So let's turn that volume off because I can't really play that audio and the video at the same time. So let's get a better shot. Can we? I could just show her. Yeah, so this is her right here on the Joe Rogan podcast from, when is this? This is 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. So March 5th, 2019. That's her right there on a Joe Rogan podcast with Jack Dorsey, the former CEO of Twitter. And they don't show Jack too much because he didn't do too much talking. But you see Joe Rogan right there. And you see Tim Pool. Of course, you see the famous beanie. Now, is Jack anywhere? Jack might have said 2 words throughout this whole thing because the lawyer, Vijaya, spoke for him. All right. It's like finding out where's Waldo. There he is. This is Jack sighting. Yeah. Remember Jack? He used to be the CEO of Twitter. He's also the guy that founded Stripe and Cash App, if I'm not mistaken. If wrong, let me know in the comments. I think he still owns Stripe and Cash App. Let me check right quick. So he's the co-founder and former CEO of Twitter, as well as the founder and principal executive officer of Block Incorporated, a financial payments company, fintech. So let's look at what Block Incorporated owns. So, let's see. Block, Cash App and Square. That's right. So if you use Cash App, use Square. That's your man right there to think, Jack Dorsey. He might have said 2 words throughout this whole situation. So that woman right there, that was the hatchet lady for Twitter, has now been fired. So, and you're talking about, lawyers get a bad rap. Some lawyers are real good people. Shout out to lead attorney. Lead attorney is a good lawyer, I suppose. I don't think he was out there doing nothing shady in these ATO streets with the divorces. But they get a bad rap. People like this right here make lawyers look terrible. If you saw her in a courtroom, you go into the penitentiary. you going to jail. Now, you might want to have her on your side if you in some trouble. If you didn't, stole $1 million from a bank, barefaced robbery, you could get her on your side. She'll get you off. You know what I'm saying? That's like having a Jewish lawyer. And no disrespect, you already know what it is. It's not anti-Semitic to say that Jews are good lawyers. That's like saying black guys play good basketball. Is that anti-black? Anyway, you're going to have her on your side. You won't get in no problems. But if she's against you, now you got an issue. So she was over at Twitter as the chief legal head, something like that. Now she got fired by Elon Musk. She didn't like it. And the former CEO, Paul Rogge, he's fired too. And you're going to have a 75% cut in the entire staff over at Twitter. And I can't wait for it, really. I'm ready for the next shoe to drop, for sure. I'm ready for it. But we'll see how the whole thing goes. We shall see. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. I got some Joe Biden videos for you guys before I get to the next topic, because these videos are priceless. I got to show them to you. I must do it, because your man Joe is just a mess. And every week he continues to be more and more of a mess. All right, hold on. Let me go ahead and pull this out of my hats. So I'm not really sure where Biden was, what he was trying to do, where he was trying to go. But wherever he was trying to go, he wasn't really making it very well. He was having a really hard time being able to accomplish that goal. But let's get to the Biden videos, and we'll keep on rocking and rolling. Might just be one video. Oh, I got another one here. That's kind of a random clip too. I'll play that one. And then is there more? I got a whole treasure trove over here of these videos. I could do a segment every show about Joe Biden and the ridiculous things that he says. All right, let me play that one too. I got about 4 queued up right here. And let's keep on rolling. So here's your man Joe talking about trying to push for the shot still. Remember, he said the other day on television, 60 Minutes, that the pandemic was over with. It was a wrap, no more to worry about. The pandemic is a wrap. The plan, scam, whatever you want to call it, it's over with. There's no more. But now he's saying now he's saying something different. So let's check it out. Let's see what he's saying here.
Some of our friends in Congress say we don't need COVID funding, or they say there's really no reason that the government should be paying for it. I strongly disagree. Strongly disagree. This is a global health emergency. If we really want to.
But you just said it wasn't. You said it was over with. It was no more, but now it's back to being an emergency. So what changed between right now and like last month when you said it wasn't an emergency anymore and it was over with? Because right when he said that, I got an email from Frontier Airlines. I flew with them before, and they sent me an email talking about, hey, he just said the pandemic was over with. Come on back on the planes. But now you're saying that it's still an emergency? You're sending mixed signals here, sir.
Put COVID behind us. We have to keep up the fight together.
But anyway, here's another clip. And this guy is saying, hey, risk your life, get this shot for $5. Check him out.
Get the shot. $5, $10, $20 off your drugstore grocery purchase next time at the same time you get the shot.
Huh?
So get the shot.
So you're trying to bribe me for $5? Talking about some, you get the shot, you get $5 off your next purchase. You'll give me a coupon for my, at least give me the whole basket for free. Like if I got groceries for the week, it might be like $200. Can I get the whole basket for free? You're talking about $5 for taking the shot? That's my reward for getting that? I think not. Play one more time.
$5, $10, $20 off your drugstore grocery purchase next time at the same time you get the shot.
Is that Alejandro Mayorkas right there in the background? Why is he right there talking about vaccines? Aren't you supposed to be the defense secretary? Isn't he like what does he do anyway? Hold on. That is him, if I'm not mistaken. What is his actual title? Like the border? I thought I'm making Kamala Harris. Yeah, Homeland Security. Okay, that's what I thought. So what are you doing talking about vaccines? How is that even in your wheelhouse? I mean, what's going on? There you go, test 1, 2, 3. Just rob $899 worth. Yeah, go to California, go to San Fran, just take what you want. Why would I get a shot for $5 off my purchase when I can just go steal it if it's like lower than $1,000 and get it for free and don't go to jail? Why not? Oh, Javier Becerra. Thank you. That's what that is. Javier Becerra, Alejandro Mayorkas, they all look the same. And a joke. Please, don't nobody try to cancel me like Kanye West. Okay. Nah, that is, wait a minute. That ain't Javier Becerra. Hold on. Oh, that is him. Okay. Oh, okay. Now that makes sense. He's a HHS secretary. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna put up Alejandro Mayorkas, and then Javier Becerra. Well, they do look different. Never mind. Alejandro got a bald head and more light skin. Okay, that's an L. I'll take the L. Moving right along. So now he's speaking about Joe Biden, that is. He's talking about fees on airplanes for extra leg room mostly affect people of color. So let's go ahead and check it out.
Decision. Some airlines, if you want 6 more inches between you and the seat in front, you pay more money. But you don't know it until you purchase your ticket. Look, folks, these are junk fees. They're unfair and they hit marginalized Americans the hardest, especially low-income folks and people of color. They benefit big corporations, not consumers. Decision. So,
I mean, like, come on, man. Going back to Frontier Airlines, like you can get the shorter seats if you want to, but I'm 6'3", so I like to have a little bit of stretching room. Yes, I do, and I'll just get the extra little package if I can, and if I can't afford to fly, maybe I shouldn't be flying. Maybe I should just do something else, save some money, do that. And how is that a person of color issue? Right now, people are struggling all the way around, regardless of what color you are. It doesn't really matter. So I think that was a ridiculous thing to say, for sure. But that's your man, Joe Biden. Now, here is the craziest clip of all. Now, I don't know what this was. Maybe you guys know where he was or what was going on or what the context of this was. But Joe Biden was walking around on stage and almost fell off because the stage ain't nothing. It's only so big. So he had to get wrangled by Kamala. Now, do you see her face right here? Hold on. Can I zoom in without playing the video? Because that freeze frame was crazy. All right. Do you see her face right here? Okay. Let's play it, and then I'm going to try to freeze right there on her face. So she is putting her hands over her face. So she might have thought he was going to fall right there. And Secret Service is like getting kind of nervous. Like, okay, so are you going to fall? We got to catch you. What's going on? So what is this facial expression right here, Kamala Harris? Like, you're not really showing me a confident and powerful vice president, a leader. You're showing me, don't fall. This is crazy. He's right on the edge of the stage if you guys can't see it. And he's like waving at the audience, I suppose. You probably see a little kid in the audience who wants to wave at and touch their hair or something. That's probably what's going on. She's nervous. She's like looking at them like, can you please help and tell him to not be on the edge of the stage before he falls and busts his head open? She's like, please, please, please go the other way. Now she's like, okay, let's go ahead and go this way. Sir, a little jog for what? But yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. The man almost fell. You know, I feel like if there's no handler right there, he could just fall off the stage and then that'd be a wrap for him. Yeah, so your man Joe Biden is doing a lot, doing way too much. Say she want to push him off. Hey, you know, now if she did that and she pushed him off right there, she'd be in Gitmo for the rest of her life. I mean, like you gonna do that to the president? They don't care who you are. You could be the vice president. You could be the Pope, Queen of England. It's gonna be a wrap. They might go ahead and put the pistol on her right there. Immediately, instantly. They don't care who you are. But yeah, shout out to your man Joe Biden. Now let's talk about the next topic here. The next topic, let's talk about, your man, Paul Pelosi. Let's get to Paul Pelosi. Now, what in the world's going on here, Paul Pelosi? Huh? Now, okay, here's the story. Here's the official story. And let me see if I can pull up the article. The story is that 2:30 a.m., this guy, 42-year-old David DePappy, breaks into Nancy and Paul Pelosi's home in San Francisco with a hammer or something, breaks a glass, and then Paul calls the police and does it covertly or somewhat covertly. Let me see if I can play the dispatch audio right quick.
Car 8 priority 910 across of Scott and Normandy. I have a 14-hour copy. RP stated that there's a male in the home and that he's going to wait for his wife. RP stated that he doesn't know who the male is, but he advised that his name is David and that he is a friend. RP sounded somewhat confused.
So, okay, did you hear that? Now, on a dispatch, they're saying that there's a guy in his home who's waiting for his wife. He doesn't know who he is, but he knows his name is David, and he's a friend. So he doesn't know who he is, but his name is David, and he's a friend. Do those two things make any sense? How do you have, I don't know you, I don't know who you are, but you're my friend, I know your name? That doesn't make any sense. So what's the real story? Let's keep on going here with the dispatch audio.
12 over back and copy.
Units code 3 for 14 hour.
Cover 12 over copy. 15 hour also code 3.
Everyone 12 advice insufficient units on scene.
Okay, like you're just gonna hear a bunch of beeping, tearing my ears up, but you get the general idea of what's happening. So the story goes, 2:30 in the morning, David DePappy, 42-year-old, breaks into Nancy Pelosi, Paul Pelosi's home, and I guess he has a hammer or something and breaks the back window to go in there. When he gets into the house, I think Paul Pelosi says that he said, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" Meaning he was trying to find Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi was not there. She was in D.C. If Nancy Pelosi was there, there'd be a Secret Service detail, Speaker of the House, third in line to become the president. If the president falls ill, the vice president falls ill, or whatever it is, she'd be next in line if I'm not mistaken. So she gets a full detail while she is around. Paul Pelosi does not. And their home does not appear to be very secure. it's in San Fran. It may not necessarily be super dangerous where they live, but dangerous enough for this to happen, allegedly. So here is a picture of the back of their home. All right. Now, oh, and then the story continues. So when David DePappy broke in, allegedly, and the police get called by, I suppose, Paul Pelosi, I suppose, because I'll talk about that in a minute. When the police get there, a third person, unnamed, they don't want to say who that is, not DePappy, not Paul Pelosi, not Nancy Pelosi, a third person opens the door. Now, who is at your house? Is it a butler or a neighbor or a friend, another friend, quote unquote friend? Who's there at your house opening the door for the police? And if it's such a situation where it's a home invasion, why aren't you helping with the actual home invader? So you see what I'm saying? It's like, okay, Paul Pelosi, 82 years old. He's fighting the home invader himself. Why is a person who opened the door also not helping Paul Pelosi and the home invader, quote unquote home invader? You see what I mean? Now, here's a picture of the back of the home. And you see there's a busted out window right there in the center left. But there's glass coming outside on the ground. Now, I'm not necessarily the rocket scientist of the world. I'm not super genius. But when you bust in a window and you bust it to actually go into the window, you're going to hit inward. Now, the glass does appear to be caved inward from what I see, but that could be incorrect. But what I also see is glass out here. So why is there glass outside of the window on the ground? Is that how windows operate when they're burst, or do they burst inward because you're hitting inward? The glass is going inward. So why is there glass outside? It doesn't make any sense. Did the glass get broken from inside or outside? And who was the third person that was there? Why didn't they help with the home invader? Also, here's the next thing. When the police get there, what's going on? When the police get there, they witness Paul Pelosi and this guy who, by the way, was in his underwear and in his drawers, right? They witnessed them on the floor wrestling over the hammer. And at a certain point, David DePappy takes the hammer away from Paul Pelosi and hits him in front of the police. Hit him in the head, fractured his skull, hit him in his arm and his hand. So then the police jump in to tackle David DePappy, put him under arrest, take him into custody, and take Paul to the hospital. Now, what in the world type of sense does that make? How did the police get called before the actual assault happened? And why were they just sitting there watching these guys wrestle over the hammer and didn't do anything until the hammer got used? I'm having a hard time figuring out what's going on. And who was the third person? The story is that it was a home invasion, and they're trying to say it was political because they say the guy had a bunch of QAnon stuff in his social media, talking about the election and January 6th. What they also don't talk about is how this guy was a nudist, a homeless person, and guess what? Wait for it. An illegal alien from Canada. From British Columbia, Canada, living in California. So, I mean, the picture you painting about QAnon, Super MAGA, Ultra MAGA, an illegal alien from Canada that's a nudist and a commie, registered Green Party member, and he lived in the place, I think he lived in the storage locker, and he also was in the place, it was like a hippie commune. Let me show you the picture of this commune right quick. And we'll keep on going here. If you like what you're hearing so far, give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and put this on the screen. So the story is capped. That's right, Side Butterfly. Story is super capped. It makes no sense at all. But let me go ahead and let me see if I can find what I'm looking for here, which was a picture of that so-called commune where the guy may have been living. This is pretty important because we're going to zoom in and look at some of the details. First, we're going to keep it zoomed out. So this apparently is where the guy might have been staying, might have been hanging out or whatever in San Francisco, Berkeley, whatever that was. Now, what do you see first? You see this LGBTQ elemental P flag right there in the bottom right-hand corner on the tree. And it has weed flowers on the bars and also a weed flower in the star field. Okay. So LGBTQ flag with weed on it. That's very pro MAGA, ultra MAGA. All right. Now there's a few more things in this picture. There's 2 more things in this picture. Do you see it? There's at least 2 things in this picture. At least 2. But can you see it right here? Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in and see what's going on. Okay. Now, here we go. This says, there's a little sign right here. Berkeley stands united against hate. Now, does that scream ultra MAGA, pro MAGA, hateful, right wing, Nazi? Does that scream that? I think not. I think not. Now, there's one more that you may not have seen. Let's zoom in and go back up. Now, in the window, it clearly says Black Lives Matter. So, Black Lives Matter, Berkeley's against hate, and the LGBTQ elemental P flag with the weed on it. Does this appear to be the place where an ultra pro MAGA would live? And also at the same time being a nudist and an illegal alien? Does that really jive with the whole ultra MAGA, mega MAGA, dark MAGA? Does that really jive with that? I think not. I think not. The news media out there know this guy, David DePappy, because he's a nudist and a well-known nudist. He went to a wedding outside of San Francisco City Hall, butt naked. He went to the wedding butt naked, and they got people that saw him there. They remember his name. They did a story on him. They already know what it is. One of the reporters was like, "Hey, is that the same guy, the nudist guy? Can we talk about that?" And then the person was like, "No, don't talk about that. Talk about the political. Talk about, oh, it's a political thing. It's a right-wing extremist, and right before the midterm elections. Oh, for real, for real. Check it out. You know what I think happened? Let's go back to the DUI Paul Pelosi had. Remember in the DUI, there was a male passenger that was not seen in the body cam footage. The passenger was with Paul Pelosi that night. Where are you going 4 o'clock in the morning? What's going on here? Why are you drinking with this male passenger in the car? Huh? Hold on. Let me see if I can find that article right quick. Paul Pelosi, DUI, male passenger. Okay, hold on. Well, they don't want to say male. They don't want to talk about that. Hold on. They don't want to talk about that. Okay. They're trying to scrub that information. But you guys know what happened. There was a passenger there, and the person wasn't really identified. Yeah, I'm searching for it right now. You hear that ding noise is because they don't want me to find that. Yep. But there was a guy in the car. Now, and this was when? This was back in August, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is back in August when this happened. So now here we are in September. He's getting hammered again, right? You get hammered before, now you're getting hammered again. I think what happened was the guy was invited in by Paul Pelosi. Things got weird for whatever the reason may be. And then it became time to get him out the house because now he's getting irate. Now he's getting violent. I think the third person was the procurer of these guys to come to Paul Pelosi's house. I think that's what's going on. I think that's who was in the car. One of these boys that he has with him. And I'm not somebody that's anti-LGBT. Don't get it confused. But at the same time, I'm like, look, don't act like it was a home invasion. Don't act like it was some political stuff when really it was your boyfriend, your boy toy, or whoever got out of control and you didn't know how to fix it. And now you got windows busted out. So now you got to come up with a story. That's my opinion, allegedly, perhaps, because somebody might try to sue me and say I'm pushing misinformation. I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense. The storyline that we're being told does not make sense. Okay, a home invasion with the window busted out and the glasses on the outside sitting down. Okay, it's a home invasion, yet there's a third person there who opened the door for the police calmly. So why aren't you trying to get the guy out of the actual place? Why aren't you trying to assist with the home invader? If I'm at somebody's house and there's a home invasion going on, I'm not going to be like, oh man, that's crazy. That sucks, man. Let me call the police for you. I need to get involved because, first of all, even if I don't really want to be involved, I don't want to be a fighter, at the end of the day, I'm in danger because I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what's going on. He could have a gun. He could be trying to find me. So if it's me and Paul are going to get active, right? If Paul, 82 years old, is fighting this so-called home invader, why can't whoever that was that came to the door? It wasn't Nancy, so who was it? I think there's some funny business going on for sure. And nobody can tell me anything otherwise, right? Was it the maid? I don't know. Was it the maid at 2:30 in the morning up and just casually opened the door? I think it probably was another person that was there to procure the boys. That's probably what it was. Paul Pelosi living a double life. I mean, it ain't no surprise, though. This is why Madison Cawthorn got canceled by the actual political establishment. Oh, they canceled him real quick because remember, Madison Cawthorn snitched on one of these people. It could have been Paul and Nancy. Who knows? Check it out. Madison Cawthorn said that he was invited to a sex party by one of a very influential person on Capitol Hill. It's like, hey, you know, we have parties at our home. We want you to come to our home and enjoy the party. And he put it out there on the podcast. When that happened, he was done. And I knew it was going to happen because I've been in DC a lot and I've seen some things and I've seen some stuff and I've seen that kind of underground scene. I've not been involved with it. I'm cool on that. No eyes wide shut for me. I'm a super normie. I'm not getting involved. However, I know that it exists. So when he said it, I was like, oh, he snitched. They're going to get him out of there. And he's done. You've not seen Madison Cawthorn anymore after that. No more. Nope. Because he snitched. Paul Pelosi, this right here was like a little bit of a window inside of that kind of world. We saw it with Ed Buck. Now, Ed Buck was just ridiculous. Ed Buck was like killing people. Like he went away from the fetish type situation into straight being the murderer. He became Jeffrey Dahmer in there. All he didn't do was eat his victims. But anyway, I digress. So Paul Pelosi, 82 years old, getting this free coin. That's what happened, in my opinion, allegedly. Home invasion, it don't make any sense. The timeline don't make sense. The 911 call don't make sense. None of it makes any sense. Who was the guy that was in the car with him when he crashed his car back in August that nobody knows their name? Who was the person that came to the door and opened the door for the police a couple of days ago? Nobody knows. Let's get to the bottom of that. Then we can figure out what's going on. All right. Then we can figure out what's happening. Lover's quarrel gone wrong. Exactly. That's exactly what's going on, in my humble opinion. But I'll keep on moving here. That was pretty much all from that one right there. Oh, and then, of course, the last part, I don't know if I said it, but he had a skull fracture and his right arm and I think his hand was injured. And San Fran has a really high crime rate, but I think the crime rate is relevant here. I think this was something that happened to him because he knew the guy. That's what I think was going on. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. I got some Obama clips for you guys right quick. I think I got at least one or two Obama videos. Oh, and I got a meme. I got a meme for Nancy Pelosi. I got quite a few memes, but I got at least one right here. Hold on one second. And actually, the Obama clip I'm about to play kind of ties into Paul Pelosi. Let's go ahead and get this one up here. Here's the meme I want to show you guys. If you guys can't see it, it's a Spider-Man meme where it's like pointing at each other. And they have on their Spider-Man masks, but beyond that, they have on no clothes except for some tighty-whities. And they have hammers in their hand, and it's a police officer in the foreground looking kind of suspicious, like a chagrin type look going on. But the caption says, police walking into Paul and Nancy Pelosi's home, like, you got the two guys in their undies with the hammers pointing at each other. I think they both had the draws on. I think that Paul Pelosi and the home invader had their underwear on. And also, one more thing. There was an article from Politico, and in the Politico article, it said that Paul was charging his phone in his bathroom. Who charges their phone in their bathroom? Why would you go to your bathroom to charge your phone? You charge your phone in your bedroom, on your nightstand, or somewhere else. Your bathroom? So, I mean, I can understand, like, are you in there with a charger while you doo-dooing or something? Like, what's really happening? I don't really understand. I don't think a charger and a bathroom kind of go together. That's kind of a weird combination, but whatever. He's charging his phone in his bathroom. Why? You see, all these things, you just ask questions. Things make you go, what's going on here? That's suspicious. That's weird. Shout out to Cardi B for that one. Oh, but we gotta play Obama. Yes, we do gotta play Obama. Yes, we do. Okay, just momentarily, briefly. I promise I won't play him too much, but we gotta play it. Okay, can we get it? Let's go.
Turn dangerous. You know, I want to take a moment to say a prayer for a friend of mine, Mr. Paul Pelosi, who was attacked. 82 years old, was attacked when somebody broke into his home looking for his wife, Nancy.
So you're hearing a lot of ad libs, and all right, there you go. They're in Detroit, so you already know what time it is. You're getting the black preacher vibes going on, but let's keep on moving here.
And thankfully, doctors believe he's going to be okay, but we'll let the investigators do their jobs. But here's one thing that we can feel, we know. If our rhetoric about each other gets that mean, when we don't just disagree with people, but we start demonizing them.
Oh, is that right? Is that, I'm talking about pot kettle black. How about that? Demonizing them, ultra MAGA, extreme MAGA, basket of deplorables, all this and that and the third. That's what y'all do for a living. You demonize the other side. And if you don't, I can't tell.
Making wild, crazy allegations about them. That creates a dangerous climate. And if elected officials don't do more to explicitly reject that kind of rhetoric, if they tacitly support it or encourage their supporters to stand outside voting places armed with guns and dressed in tactical gear, more people can get hurt. And we're going to be violating the basic spirit of this country. Yes. So, sir.
So nice getting heckled right here.
Wait, come on. But this is what I
mean. So there's more from the heckling. I think. Let's see if we can just get the rest of it. No. Okay, that's not real. That's not. I thought that was just that's a meme right there. But if that was going on, that'd be funny. That'd be hilarious. But anyway, that's your man Barack Obama out there campaigning in Michigan, in Detroit. Hey, we'll see how that works out. Probably trying to campaign for, is that Gretchen Whitmer? Gretchen the Butcher. But anyway, let's move on here. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. I got time for the J6 thing, maybe. That's a great segue into that, ain't it? Talking about Obama and, the hateful rhetoric and all this and that and the third. They want to talk about J6 for forever, which was a big nothing burger. It was. I promise it was. Compared to all the BLM riots and protests, so-called protests all over the country, nothing burger. Let's go ahead and play some of that right quick. There's a full video of them talking. I'll link to it. Of course, that's always in the description box. You go to my website and check it out. But if you've not seen this, just go ahead and watch it. So this is a group of Pittsburgh area voters talking about J6. And remember, your man Fetterman is from the Pittsburgh area in Braddock, Pennsylvania, which is right outside of the actual city of Pittsburgh. So let's check it out right here. Excuse me.
Doug Mastriano was at the insurrection, and he was photographed breaching one of the restricted areas. Is that okay?
Which area? Because I saw a video where Capitol officers were taking away barriers and unlocking
Opening
doors. People. So, I mean,
they opened the gates.
So it shouldn't be disqualifying for an elected official if they participate in January 6th?
He didn't strike anybody. He didn't hurt anybody.
And the only one that died was a protester there, not a Capitol police
unarmed
officer.
Female veteran. Was
That's the only one that died.
That's the only one who died.
A police officer did die.
No, it was a stroke.
That's not
on site.
Caused by that. because he shouldn't have been a police officer. It was one woman.
So what do you make, though, overall of January 6th? I mean, watching that footage, it was pretty disturbing. I mean, there were people throwing excrement at the walls, and it was it's the Capitol.
It looked a lot like Antifa's actions
Yeah, it looked
to
a
me.
lot, except on a much smaller scale. It looked the same as the Black Lives Matter riots.
That's what I saw the similarities to
around the
be.
country, not just
Minneapolis
one.
burns, Kenosha burns.
But so it's okay just because one side that you disagree with?
I'm
it's
saying
okay
Antifa
No, I'm saying
infiltrated.
it's good for one, it's good for the other.
Anybody
I don't
who
see it
harms
that way.
anybody who caused property destruction, that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah,
but if you're
on
there
either
making
side.
your voice heard at the people's house, no less,
Yeah.
that's, again, it's a fundamental constitutional right of an American citizen. And people should not be being held political prisoner because of it.
For misdemeanors. That's East Germany.
That's East Germany.
Tactics.
Yeah, that's what's scary.
It was an actual fiery but mostly peaceful protest. And the other ones that were the opposite.
Was the protest legitimate in your eyes?
Administration, I
because
feel like, is using it as their Reichstag fire.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're using it as.
Do you think that President Trump could have quelled the violence that day?
Not him personally.
I don't think so, no.
I don't think so.
It started while he was still speaking. I was actually there. I was there to see what I thought was going to be the last time I ever saw Trump in Little China.
So did he tell everybody to go and start rioting?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, and it actually, I stayed for the whole speech, like a ton of people did. And then we all headed to the Capitol because he said, let's go to the Capitol and peacefully let our voices be heard. And we get to the Capitol and we're like, what the hell's going on? Because it had already happened.
I'm pretty sure I saw Democratic operatives instigating people to cross.
Of course. So yeah, shout out to them. You know, one thing about J6, the media keep trying to push this. It's like this really big thing. People who bought that already don't like Trump, already don't like Republicans and conservatives. You're not really going to change a lot of minds with the whole J6 thing. If anything, if you change any minds, you'll change minds to go the other direction, to be like, you know what? I'm not quite sure this makes any sense right here. So I might want to go a different direction. You see what I'm saying? So I think what they tried to do did not work at all. Not in the least bit. So yeah, shout out to them. And if you don't know, they are Pennsylvania voters in Pittsburgh, in the Pittsburgh area. So we're going to see how the Fetterman, person, and Dr. Oz election goes down. Oh, and also, I'll be here on Tuesday covering this live. Oh, man, I will be here. Just like I was here for the election and whatnot, I'm going to be here covering that live. I gotta do it. That's going to be a big night. So y'all get your popcorn ready. I'm going to be here covering that. All the elections, all the races, I'll have maps and stuff up ready for you guys to go ahead and consume that. And we can see who's going to win live. We can see the red wave just wash upon us. If they got any kind of weird stuff going on, we will be able to see that too. So y'all check it out. I'll be here on a Tuesday doing that. So what's that? Is that next Tuesday? It ain't this Tuesday. I think it's a Tuesday after next. Yeah, Tuesday after this one coming up. So I'll be here that day. All right. And if you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the content, y'all please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. I'd appreciate you as well. So yeah, that's November the 8th. I will definitely be here on that Tuesday covering it live. And Super Chat's on deck. I'm going to get to those right quick, and then I get to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. I have more I could talk about right here, but I got time constraints. I think I didn't talk about Ted Cruz and DeSantis, but that's okay. Oh, I want to talk about the World Series thing just briefly before I get to the Super Chats, if y'all give me a little bit of time. So Dusty Baker, the manager of the Houston Astros, who's a Black American, who played in the Major League Baseball, he says that there's an issue with not enough Black American players in the MLB, Major League Baseball, because the World Series is going to be the first one since, I think, 1950 to not feature one Black American player. Here's the thing. there are 2 Black Americans on the Astros roster that are not activated. Jesse Baker did not activate them. So if you want to have a black player, you got them right there on your squad. Black American, that's a key word, because they do have black players in the World Series, just not American born. They're American now, I suppose. They got citizenship, but they're not American born. Anyway, you got these guys on your roster. Why don't you activate them? If you really want Black American players to be in the World Series, you're going to put the best guys out on the field. It doesn't matter if they are Asian, Hispanic, black, white, Puerto Rican candy stripe. You're going to put the best guys out on the field, period. Furthermore, the whole idea of black players not being in the World Series is dumb because all these Dominican guys, I mean, what you going to call them? These guys look just like one of my cousins, look just like me in the face. Okay? Just because they got dropped off first, they somehow different or special. They're the same. So if it's all this black stuff, you got them right there. Just happen to be Dominican or Cuban or something like that. You know, just not American born. Okay, you speak Spanish. Big whoop. Cesar Martinez, whatever your name is. Great. Meanwhile, your grandmama and my grandmama look like they could be cousins and sisters. So what? So the whole thing about not enough Black American players, it's like you're trying to find something to complain about. Baseball is more diverse than any sport in the United States. Than any sport. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, everything. All of that mixed in. NBA basketball, what, 85% Black American? And then if you have any white guys in, well, not Major League Baseball, what I say, NBA, 85% Black American. And if you have any white guys in the NBA, they're going to be European. Luka Doncic, Boban Marjanovic, all these guys with a bunch of C's and Z's and X's in their name that are not pronounced that way. Who else? You have my man from the Nuggets, Nikola Jokic. All these Serbian, Slavic guys, Eastern Europeans, and you know what else you don't have? Western European white guys in the NBA. You're not going to find no guy from Lancashire, England playing basketball. You're going to find one of these big 7-foot tall guys from Latvia, you know, one of these big Slavic dudes out there playing basketball and dominating. Find me a guy from Paris, France, a white guy from France, or London, England, or even Germany. Dirk Nowitzki, that's the only one. Once you get to Germany, you get a little bit more into basketball players. You know, you're getting into your Dirk Nowitzki and your Andrei Kirilenko. You're getting into the Eastern European part at that point. You're getting into the Berlin Wall type people. You understand what I'm saying? But Western Europe, you're not going to have no basketball playing guys unless they black like Tony Parker or I forget the other guy's name. I'm seeing stuff. I forget the other guy's name, but you're going to see those guys in the NBA, not regular white guys. The point is that Major League Baseball is very diverse compared to other sports. So it is what it is. All right, I'll move right along. I thought I saw like some kind of a bat in here, but sometimes I get these little mops that come in through the garage. I might have to talk to somebody and be like, yo, man, these mops are tearing me to pieces. Anyway, let's move right along to Super Chats, and then I move to the calls. But yeah, the point, thank you, Ladybug. The point about baseball, basketball, football, hockey, tennis, soccer, put the best guys out there on the field. Put the best guys out there on the court. Put the best guys out there even in the general workforce. If I got a company, right, and I need employees to do a particular thing, I want the best guys and girls to do the job, period. I don't really care. The whole income gap thing, it's like, look, if women truly made less than men and it was an equal performance as men, all I would do is hire women and pay them less to save on that. You see what I'm saying? So maybe there's something else going on aside from just the general narrative they want to feed us. People are just kind of bored and want something to complain about, something to cry about, but it's not really a real issue. All right. Oh, you're right, Michael. Paul Gasol from Spain and also Marc Gasol from Spain. Yeah, those are the only. Yeah. They're from Spain. It's actually Spain was a really good team in international basketball, especially. I saw that special on Netflix or one of those places where Team USA had to train for a while to really beat Spain because they were so good. There's another guy from Spain that's really good. A small guard. I forget his name. Y'all guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but I forget his name. But still, Europeans, you're not going to find many American white guys that play NBA basketball. It's just not very common. Unless you like Sean Bradley, 7'6" tall. Something, JJ Redick, a sharpshooter from 3-point range. But you're going to find a bunch of these European guys that go out there and ball hard. Ball super hard. Okay. Sammy Sosa was black back in the day. Now, I don't know what color he is now. He has no color. He has no race. He's just Sammy Sosa. Looking like, I don't even know what he looks like now. Tony Montana meets a vampire, chest hair, looking crazy. Anyway. Rubio. Rubio, is he Argentinian or Spanish? Ricky Rubio? Hold on, let me look him up. Oh, yeah, Ricky Rubio. That's right. Okay, he's from Spain, too. I thought he was from Argentina, but I guess not. I'm thinking about Manu Ginobili. But there was another guy from Spain that was really good. Ricky Rubio's good, but it wasn't him. It was somebody else. I forget his name. When I see him, I'll see him. Speedy Gonzalez. Speedy Gonzalez was good. Ginobili's from Argentina, South America. Kristaps Porzingis. Kristaps is Lithuanian, if I'm not mistaken. Kristaps kind of fell off though. He was kind of a bust. All right, I don't want to get too much into the basketball talk. Latvia, not Lithuania, but same thing. Baltic State, Latvia, Lithuania, same thing. Over there, close to Russia, but not quite Russia, and not quite Ukraine either, or Belarus. Let me see. All right, okay, I'll keep on going here. We got super chats on deck, and then I get to the call. So, number to call is Rudy Fernandez. That was him. Rudy Fernandez was amazing. Oh yeah, he was amazing. Yes, he was. Yep. That's what I'm talking about right there. He was on the Spanish national team too. He was a beast. He was killing USA on a Spanish team. Anyway, you can tell I'm a very passionate basketball fan. So yeah, please pardon me. Let's get to the super chats. Let me keep on going here. Let's go to the first one. Thank you to Kaius Parchments, who says Paul's man wife was going to stir up drama with Nancy. Yes, he was. Also, Ron DeSantis needs to designate the narco cartels, which means like a terrorist organization. I can agree with that for sure. Let me see. Thank you to Apple, who says ABL 2 Wednesdays, no show. Y'all killing me, bro. Hey, I'll be back. I shall be back with the live shows on Wednesday. So y'all don't fret. And I'm glad you guys are here on the Saturday show, showing up and showing out in big numbers. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Also, Apple says, just kidding. You're going to live stream Tuesday, November the 8th. Absolutely, I will. He also says, happy Halloween, ABL. Tell us a ghost story. I do have a ghost story. I may have told it before. So, now this story, how can I say it? Okay. I'm going to be kind of vague because I don't want to tell too much. I don't have permission from everybody to tell this story and to give out names and stuff, but you understand the story regardless. It won't really matter. The names and location won't matter. Anyway, I'm at a family member's house, spending the night, and I'm sleeping like in the den of the house. I'm not in the bedroom. I'm in the den. And the way I can look out of the door to the den, I can see the hallway going to the front of the house, kind of, a little bit. Like if I kind of angle myself a little bit, because I'm on the couch sleeping, right? If I look a little bit, I can kind of see throughout the house a little bit. So it's at nighttime. I'm just sitting there watching TV, Nick at Night, something like, I'm a little bored when this is happening. Nick at Night, okay, you're watching Dragnet or something like that, maybe. So I'm going to bed, and I'm seeing like a shadowy figure. And I get up, and I'm trying to locate this figure, but I can't. I could kind of see it, but I can't really see it. It was like standing there, but it wasn't. It was kind of hard for me to really describe. It was kind of there, but not really there. You know, and I don't know exactly what that was, but I was told that it could have been somebody who died in the war because people had seen him in the house before. You understand what I'm saying? I think Vietnam. Yeah, they seen him in the house before. And one day they saw me sleepwalking in that same hallway. So it wasn't that same night when I got up and walked, when I knew what was going on. They saw me actually sleepwalking in that same hallway. So I don't know what was going on with that. Some kind of paranormal activity. I don't know what was happening, but I have seen stuff like that. I've seen some things and some stuff. Do I believe in ghosts? I don't know. Maybe it was my mind playing tricks on me. Maybe it was some kind of just shared phenomenon because we had told stories about them. I don't know, but I definitely saw some stuff that day. A relative. Yes, he was a relative. Yep. Relative that had passed away in the war in Vietnam. So yeah, that happened. But I've seen a lot of different things like that. Now I got some real stories, some other kind of some crime stories, but I can't go down that road right now, so I move on. Thank you to Ian Kinney, who says they had to get Obama into Milwaukee tonight to campaign for Governor Evers and Barnes for Senate. If you live in Wisconsin, vote Michaels for Michaels Michels for governor and Johnson for Senate. This is my endorsement. Thank you for that. Thank you to Apple again, who says ABL, who's the scariest? Nancy Pelosi, Hillary, Dianne Feinstein, Lisa Murkowski, Rashida Tlaib, Nina Jankiewicz, Kamala, Jill Biden, Janet Yellen, Katie Hobbs. I'm going to go with Hillary Clinton. Okay, you're talking about It the Clown right there. Mass murderer, Jeffrey Dahmer, incarnate. All right? Very scary. Got the same Predator glasses and everything back in the day. Have you guys seen that meme where it says these guys that are serial killers wear the same glasses all the time? The funny frames, the aviators. She had the same glasses. It's like she probably was with them collecting bodies. Well, we know that there's some stuff with the Clintons. We know that. Also, favorite Halloween costume as a kid, favorite candy. I was not really big into costumes necessarily. I was a kid that would get like the fangs that you could bite into a capsule and they bleed. They had blood on them. That was my thing. So, I was like vampire in Brooklyn, but in Virginia, I'm a vampire in Brooklyn. So I really didn't do mad costumes. I paint my face and stuff like a vampire, like try to be real scary with the fangs. That was my thing. But I never really did full costumes. Well, I take that back. When I was a kid, I was a turtle, and I was Michelangelo as a kid. But I was wearing that just randomly. I could put Michelangelo costume on just in general, be hanging around the house, practicing my karate. That wasn't really a Halloween. That don't count as a Halloween costume. But Halloween time, I was a kid. I had fangs with the blood, face painted with a pumpkin for my trick-or-treat bag. Also, Two Vein says, if Fetterman wins, it just proves anyone and anything can run for office. Exactly. Apple says, your phobia, clown, spider, alien, demon, ghost. Oh, here's a story I'll tell you guys. Now, my phobia, if anything, would be clowns. I'm not scared of clowns per se, but first of all, when I saw the first It movie when I was like 8, 9 years old, I was scared out of my socks. I'm talking about super scared. When I saw the new one in 2017, I wasn't really scared, but I appreciated the jump scares and whatnot. I was like, okay, that was a good one. Like, I went to a haunted house recently, and they did a jump scares. I'm like, okay, that's a great jump scare right there. I really appreciate that one. But going back to the story about the clowns. So one day I'm walking home. Well, let's go back. So I'm about 18, 19, 20 maybe. I'm in college and I'm going to the TCC Art Center in downtown Portsmouth. And my dad lives down the street from the art center. So I'm walking back to his house where I parked at. And then I was going to drive back to mom's house where I was at the time where I was living. But what I would do is that I would come, hang out with dad before I go to the to class, and then I would just go back to his house and get my car in the garage and go back. But anyway, on the way back, just straight down the street, on the way back, it's this art gallery, and there will always be different kind of sculptures and things in there. Halloween time, it might be pumpkins, it might be just whatever, any kind of sculpture. I see elephants and giraffes and statues, New York City replicas, whatever it is. Now, on this day, there was about 1,000 clowns in there. I swear. Like, I'm exaggerating, but it was countless life-size clowns, scary clowns, just in there. And it's dark. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm in Portsmouth. It get a little weird out there anyway. I'm already kind of like got my head on something because I'm still downtown. It's a nice area right by the water, but still, it's still Portsmouth. I'm from there. I know it gets kind of weird. It might be a little bit dangerous. So I'm already kind of like looking around me. It could be dope fiends. It could be somebody with a pistol. And here we got 1,000 clowns. I'm like, all right, do I go this way? Can I get around this particular thing? So I had to just muster up the courage to just walk past all these group full of clowns. And luckily, nobody was in there. If somebody was to be in there, like messing around or with a clown outfit on, man, they would have got, man, that would have been bad. That would have been all bad. 1,000 clowns in the glass in the middle of the night in already kind of a seedy little area. Nah. So yeah, if anything, it'd be clowns. Spiders, I don't care about spiders. I see that a lot in Tennessee. I'm not scared of spiders at all. They don't scare me one bit. I'm not scared of insects, really. I don't like bees, like hornets on me. Bumblebees are totally fine and harmless. But aliens, demons, nah. Ghosts. But them clowns, that night, nah. But anyway, Apple says, ABL, are you superstitious? You have pre-live stream rituals? Yes. So before each live stream, I go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, wash my face, make sure everything's straight. Get my drink, even if I don't drink it, because I know that I might be parched. I might get, not be able to speak. So with certain things I do before the live stream, I try to start it like at the same time. I try to put the reminder out at the same time. I do a lot of repetitive things for my content because it helps you have a system to keep things going the way it's supposed to go. But yeah, if you're going to do any kind of speaking, I suggest you brush your teeth. That's a pro tip. And wash your face. You got oil in your face from the day. You want to come on, like I got a shiny nose anyway, but if I didn't wash my face, you'd be looking like all over my face would be real shiny from my oil that my skin produces. I got oily skin. Also, ABL, you are street smart and have common sense. Please analyze these leftists who spit on Alex Stein and who throw tomato juice at artwork. Why? Disgusting. Yeah, people think that there won't be any kind of consequences, so they do just whatever they want to do. If you think you won't get in trouble, you just do it. If you think that you can't get touched, like, I saw a video of a lady getting punched in the bar. I think she was speaking German and the guy was Russian speaking. People were like, oh, you shouldn't have done it. Well, you shouldn't have hit him first. I can't play it right here because they're going to say it's violence and whatnot. But you can do certain things like that here in the States where you have more freedom, where there's more of a social imperative to protect women and to protect fools, to protect these imbeciles on the left. But in other parts of the world, you can't do that. So really what it boils down to is people just think they can do whatever they want because society has told them that they can by their actions or lack thereof. Apple also says, God bless all pro-life MAGA political prisoners. J6 Pelosi and FBI inside job, defund feds, impeach an NP. Dent Machine Company says 59 people dead, over 100 injured in the stampede at a Halloween festivities in Seoul, South Korea. That was really crazy. I saw that. I cannot put that here because you're talking about dead bodies everywhere. It was crazy. That's something I've never seen before in my life. A street parade where a street party that ends in 59 people dead from being crushed seems pretty crazy. Also, ABL, you're a tall dude and you fly around the country. Do you pay more for leg room? Yes, I do. Absolutely. When I can. Do you agree, Mr. Biden, that it's unfair to pay more? No, because, I'm tall. It is what it is. Just like if you're fat, you got to pay for an extra seat. If you don't want to pay for extra seat, don't be fat. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to pay for being tall, then you can't really do too much. Just suffer being in a little scrunched up seat. It is what it is. You still get to your destination. If I'm going on a long flight, then I need to extend it. If I'm going on a little, pond skipper type, it don't really matter because you can't really get that much of a difference on the plane anyway. The cabin is going to be pretty much the same. I've been on these little small prop plane looking things. going from like Chattanooga to Atlanta sometimes if I had to do that for some reason, which I don't normally. I would drive there normally. But yeah, if I can get it on a long flight, I will, because I ain't trying to be scrunched up for 4 hours with my legs like in the dashboard, like I'm in a little Honda Civic or something. I can't do it. Sleeping Earthling says Dorsey was told by the government to run Twitter a certain way or else. Guaranteed that's why Dorsey left. CIA, NSA, FBI probably calling the shots there. I agree with that. And Mark Zuckerberg said that about Facebook, how he got a call from the federales about the Hunter Biden situation, the crack smoking laptop situation. So I'm not surprised at that at all. Dent Machine Company says Reuters are saying they all got 122 million. Vijaya Gotti got 20 million. Check your email. Thank you for that. Thank you to Dina for your donation. Thank you to Edward Saucedo, who says cheers. Thank you to Tester Tips, who says welcome to, or you just became an ABL, but thank you for that. Thank you to Elizabeth Kaleha, who says love your channel and the work you do to get this info. Thank you for your very kind words and your donation. Thank you to Les, who says Biden telling we the people to get the vax again is another distraction. In a lot of states, elections are almost here, and monkeypox didn't work, so here we go again. Greetings from Little Patriots. Thank you for that. Thank you to Underrated Voice, who says, thanks, ABO, for your advice. Started a YouTube channel. Well, hey, congrats to you. Keep on rocking, keep being consistent, and put out some good content. Thank you to Dent Machine Company, who says, so a half-naked man can attempt the murder of husband of the Speaker of the House in his own home with a hammer in front of the cops and not get shot? Hey. Thank you to Shelly Babes, who says, it's a throuple gone wrong. Dent Machine Company says 2 separate incidents within 6 months of involving strange men and Pelosi's husband. Totally normal. Exactly. Thank you to Ryan Henderson, who says Paul went to see Gloria Allred next. More shenanigans from the Democratic Party. Exactly. Also, Ryan Henderson says the reason why he was looking for Nancy is because she was supposed to be at the party. Paul lied to him. Oh, okay. There you go. Thank you to Marine serving Jesus Christ, who says talk about Maxine Waters hypocrite reading Pennsylvania. Thank you to A. Kenna, who says, as always, love you, man. Great show. Thank you for that. Thank you to Misty Gallica, who says, Arizona already said they won't have results of the night of November 8th election day. Thank you to Sweet Tea, who says, for the channel, my friend, be safe too. Can't wait till November the 8th. Thank you to Don Day 2K, who says, ABL, speaking of the Dominicans, quote, just because they got dropped off first, unquote, LOL. ABL has the best comedy on the internet. Thank you for that. Glad you appreciated that line right there. Teacher Jizzle says, paying you not to go vote on Bankhead Highway. Exceptional video on a Pelosi case. You are a rocket scientist, sir. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you for the hands up and the dancing emoji. Thank you to Ramon CGTC, who says, we need an MLB and an NBA stream. And I might have to do it. Thank you to Santo Bartez for being a member, who also says, thanks for making serious topics informative and entertaining. Hey, that's what I do, and I enjoy what I do. But let's get to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Do not be afraid to call. I will not bite you. And if there's also an email in the description box to get on Skype. If it doesn't work properly, it's not my fault. Blame the white man. That's who you talk to. Let's get to the calls. The number to call, 434. There it is, 434. It went away, but it's still in the description box, 434-658-1220. Let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling. 918, you're going to learn who I'm speaking to.
Hey, what's up, ABL? JB Scotchman from Oklahoma. How you doing, buddy?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Hey, let me just say good night, everybody. Oh, dang. I don't even want to comment on that. I think it's too much to handle. Yeah. Anyway, I do want to talk about Paul Pelosi for a second, because that story's got more holes in it than my oldest pair of underwear. I mean, it is just, there are just so many things wrong with that story. It's not even funny. There's some weird stuff going on there.
It really is. And of course, the mainstream media, they give a sanitized version of it. They won't say everything that's going on. They won't even really talk about, there could be some things that are kind of funny they'll try to go the political route to push that narrative rather than what we all see and what kind of makes sense.
You know, I think it kind of did go actually in the political route in the first place. It's like, oh, the poor guy got a DUI. Now we feel bad for him. And then he gets attacked in his own home. So, you know, we got to give the guy some support. But no, then it turned out to be something totally different. Yeah, and the more this story is developing, it's getting crazier and crazier. Yeah. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. I'll sit back and see how that goes. Let me do one other topic about pop culture. I know you said you're a fan of like fantasy and movies and stuff like that, you know, and is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you familiar with The Witcher?
With who? The Witcher?
The Witcher, yeah, with Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, he just announced today, actually just a couple hours ago, this is kind of breaking news. I mean, he already filmed season 3, but he resigned after that. He's not going to do a season 4. And they're going to pass it on to Liam Hemsworth. And which is a shame because he was great at it. But I'll tell you what, I think what happened, because I've been watching a lot of videos about it before I called your show. And, you know, because he's a big fan of the series, of the books, the games, and I am too. You know, I mean, I played hundreds and hundreds of hours in the games. And they didn't let him play Geralt of Rivia the way he should have been played. So he's like, you know what? I'm going back to Superman. You know?
Yeah.
And he said, I'm going to bring back some positive and joy to the Superman character, which is great. You know, bring back truth, justice, and the American way.
Yeah.
That's what Superman's all about. Yeah. So yeah, I thought, yeah, there's a little pop culture news for you. Shout out to my girl Vampy. I know she's watching right now. My partner in crime in Grand Theft Auto. I know she's watching. And shout out to Elon Musk for going through with this plan and, you know, making Twitter the way he wants it.
Right on.
And on that note, yeah, love you, man. Love everybody in the chat and all the listeners. And I'll sit back and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Later, my man.
All right. Great call. So, yeah, I saw Henry Cavill at the end of Black Adam. You know, I saw that movie in the theater, and then I saw him as Superman. I'm like, okay, you going to play that? He looked great as Superman. I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and get it. I enjoyed Black Adam. It was a pretty good movie. Was it the best movie ever? No, but I enjoyed it. I didn't really see any kind of flaws with it. So let's keep the whole DCU going. Let's have DCU really compete against the Marvel situation. All right, let's go to 904. Hold on, I was a little bit too late to that one. Let's go 661. You're gonna learn how much speaker to.
Hello, is this ABL?
Yes, it is.
Okay, this is Richard out in California. I was trying to throw my 2 cents in there about this Paul Pelosi attack. I mean, there's so much to be said about that thing, and I've been trying to keep tabs on it and try to figure out what's going on. I've been watching your show, obviously, but I had a question before that. Do you happen to know, did they ever talk about where the point of entry was on that, or what they claim to be the point of entry?
They were saying the back door where they had the glass broken.
Oh, the one with the glass all on the outside, where everybody knows that doesn't work that way.
Right, exactly.
So that doesn't really pan out right there. I mean, I think I'm on deck with you with that idea that she had company with that. He knew that guy's name. He claims to say that he didn't know who he was, but he knows his name, like you said. And another thing is that from a reliable source, I heard that they were both in their underwear. I mean, they got their tarantarans on, both of them, I mean, what do they do? What are two grown men doing inside of a room in a house by themselves in their underwear? Especially with a gay guy. That guy was supposed to be gay, I guess. He's from the LGBTQ, whatever that is, called. And I mean, I think it was a lovers' quarrel. You know, they had this quarrel, got violent. I actually believe that what's his name, Paul Pelosi, was probably the one who grabbed the hammer in the first place. And then the younger guy, of course, fought him for it and took it and started hammering away when things got out of hand. You know, because I'm pretty sure he was saying that he was going to tell Nancy about that one, the romance they're having there. So Paul didn't want that. So now he's got to dream up some story about how this attacker came in there, I'm guessing, and that's where the 911 call comes in there. And I think by accident he let them know that he knew the name. So that's just my 2 cents right there. What do you think?
That makes sense to me. It definitely makes sense. You know, the media, they're trying to push this whole thing about politics. I'm like, nah, this is not that. I don't think so. I think what you're saying right there makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere along the lines with that. And then, of course, you already know they try to push the mega thing going in the beginning, trying to make it sound that way, but none of that pans out at all. And when they didn't get a good response from that, it almost seems like they dropped it. Now they're trying to make it sound like it was just some random attack. You know, that's how I'm hearing it now. Like they dropped the mega thing and they just put in this idea that it was just a random attack and Republicans need to denounce this, so they're not, you know, they're not really on deck with what's right and all this other stuff. You know, and they're trying to push the idea that it's going to go political. But of course, they're going to make everything political, even though I believe that Paul Pelosi is out in the hospital still. I'm not sure. He supposedly went under surgery for a fractured skull and all this other stuff. So, I mean, it's too bad that this has to go political, but, you know, that's the way it's going right now. So I at first, to tell the truth, I thought it was another Jussie Smollett story. I thought, oh, they made this up from the gate. But then as things started to, you know, the facts started to come in, I started to say, wait a minute, I think this is real. And what's it called? Paul is doing some hanky panky while Nancy's away, and he got caught up in the mess. I wouldn't be surprised if they were both loaded, because he is, you know, been known to be getting drunk, and who knows what the other guy was doing, and things got out of hand. I think they both got drunk and things got way out of hand. So I think it's going to all unravel. It's going to all be hush hush once it does unravel, because I'm positive that house. I'm not positive for myself. I really don't know, but I have some very serious doubts that house does not have some type of camera surveillance in it. You know, you got this speaker of the house that lives there, and they don't have any kind of camera surveillance. Of course they do, and I'm sure they have the police the one that they carry the camera that they have on them. They're not showing any of that footage at all. So I think there's a lot to be said with the camera footage, and they don't want everybody to know what's really going on. Just right now, they just want to say that he got attacked and it was just like random, I guess. So you know, I just can't wait to see how this all unravels and what kind of nonsense they're going to explain this with. But you know, I'm on deck with you on that one. Yeah, that guy I think was what's it called? Paul's private little lover. But yeah, I'm going to see how this does. I keep watching your show because you keep on bringing new stuff, and you know, I like to keep you know, some good information coming in, because there are a lot of people bringing out some stuff that probably doesn't really have any facts to it. But I know you do your research and you know what you're talking about. You're not putting, you know, boo-boo out there.
Right on, man.
But yeah, so it's good to hear from you, and that was about 2 cents right there.
Thank you for your call, man. I definitely appreciate you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, shout out to the caller. Let's go to 510. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
What's that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Don't turn on the streamer in the background. Talk to me on the phone. You'll be good to go. So what's happening? This is ABL.
Okay. Hey, ABL. I just wanted to comment on the whole deal going on with Paul Pelosi, and I just want to share my insight as I live nearby to San Francisco and the whole crime deal and all that.
Go for it.
Yeah, so basically, San Francisco, I mean, there's just way too much crime, and they try to like downplay it and all that. But I mean, it's not unusual, even with federal government security going on over there with the Speaker of the House. It's not unusual for crime to be going on in San Francisco. I mean, I would see things at least twice a week, and I wasn't even in downtown San Francisco. It really originates from Oakland and San Francisco, but even it spreads out everywhere within a certain amount of radius. And you would just see things all the time. Like you go out at a certain time of day, just within every 2 weeks, you would see something. Every 2 times every week, you would see something going on, whether it was a break-in at a pizza shop, or if you're going out to the donut shop, or people doing donuts and this and that and the other. I mean, there's just an unlimited supply of just nonsense crime going on.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, I've seen quite a bit of that on social media, so I can imagine how much more I don't see that's just happening every single day, and people that live there have to experience it that I, have no idea is going on. So yeah, makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, with the whole ordeal. See, here's the thing: this guy may have not been a regular criminal or whatever, but see, the whole society over there is empowering criminal organizations to. There's got to be something like a drug cartel thing going on, where these guys are leaders, like Jeff Bezos in the capitalistic world, and these leaders are creating very huge criminal organizations that are, internationally, they're just internationally connected and whatnot. But when it comes down to, just the society in general, I mean, when you're empowering criminals, you're telling the people around you who are maybe not criminals that, hey, you have the freedom to do whatever you want. And people just jump through stop signs, red lights, whatnot. I mean, you have red light cameras, and it's like, oh, don't go through there. You might get a red light ticket. But it's like, hey, if you pull down the visor and you stick your head up while you're going through I don't want to give people ideas, but that's the kind of thing that regular people are doing criminal stuff, and they shouldn't be doing that criminal stuff. But you're telling regular people that there's an opportunity to doing that, and that's what's going on with an example of this this guy from the Castro. I don't think this guy was a regular, everyday career criminal, but he's been empowered that he has the ability to do whatever he wants, and that's what's happened,
Right, of course.
So yeah, I mean, I could tell you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stories about different criminal things of which I witnessed, but that's just kind of sums it up just specifically on the Paul Pelosi deal. But if they put this dude Paul Pelosi in jail for the drinking and driving, probably he wouldn't be in this whole ordeal.
Exactly, that's right. Thank you for your call, man. I definitely appreciate it.
Okay, all right. Take care then, all right?
All right, now.
Okay, all right. Take care.
That's a good point. If Paul Pelosi was locked up for the DUI situation, rather than getting that slap on the wrist, maybe he wouldn't have got beat in his head with a hammer. Maybe he wouldn't be out there able to procure these young guys or younger guys to come to his house when his wife ain't there. Let's go to the next one. 856 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. I wanted to turn the speaker out in the background because I was listening to your live stream. So, honestly, here I am. I'm telling you right now, ABL. I'm at the point I haven't heard from Black Lives Matter in a minute because, like you said, there's no money involved. And I cannot wait until Candace Owens' documentary come out. I'm excited. I can't wait to see that because I was really applaud, but it's like, I want to see how most people are going to react.
It's out.
Like it's out already?
Yeah, it's on Daily Wire website. You got to be a member to see it.
Oh, okay. So I'm about to be a member soon. I can't wait to go see that. I want to see what kind of truth she'll expose. They all what they did with the money and all that stuff, hundreds of thousands of dollars on like them just going out having fun, living their best lives. Nothing to the community at all. They can use half of that money to send stimulus checks to all black people, but nope. They out there living with the white people.
That's right. It's just it's a big money grift. It's pretty crazy, but you know, it's obvious to see for a lot of people. But then sometimes not everybody is really in tune like that. So when you put it in a nice documentary format, it's able to get across to the masses. Like, hey, you think they're one thing, but they're really a different thing. So let's figure it out and see what's happening.
Exactly. And let me tell you something. I just accepted this job. So what I do is I go to people's door to door, and I'm pretty much, I register people to vote, or people who already registered to vote. You go to their houses, their address, they're already in the system. And so I have to support John Fetterman. Of all people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're getting paid at least $20 an hour to go to people's doors and ask if they want to support John Fetterman. And who's the other king? Josh Shapiro for governor.
Yeah.
So, and I seen the debate with John Fetterman, and it was terrible. He's stuttering badly to the point where the media couldn't even hide it.
They can't hide it.
I'm surprised sorry to cut you off. I'm surprised they didn't try to hide that, because John Fetterman, he was stuttering badly. I mean, he was bad.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Honestly, the thing is, it's not even just that he was stuttering, it's just that he has a brain injury. So he is not even really able to understand what's being told to him. He had to be able to read it on closed caption. So when they would talk, he couldn't understand them. He had to read what they were saying to understand it. And he was still not answering questions appropriately. In his mind, he's saying one thing, but then when he verbalizes it, something else comes out. So, but they don't want to talk about that. They'll say, oh, well, Herschel Walker, he is the guy that's not speaking right. It's like, really? Herschel Walker, he might have a country accent and mispronounce certain words, but he's not saying the absolute wrong word because he has a brain injury. That's John Fetterman. That's how the media does, though.
And the thing about it is, with John Fetterman, I understand he had a stroke and all that stuff, but the thing is, he's just, there's no way ain't no way he gonna win besides him cheating. Honestly, for most of the people, the doors I walk to, most Democrats aren't even gonna vote for him. They're just unsure about voting for him.
Because
they don't like Dr. Oz. They're like,
right,
huh?
Yeah, because they see Fetterman, they're like, okay, I'm a Democrat, but how can I vote for this guy? Look at him. Look, like, do you see him? But like you said, at the same time, they don't like Dr. Oz either, but they see that he's a better option than Fetterman, who's simply not even medically capable of doing anything.
Yeah, they're paying us good money to go and see if we really can get support for Fetterman. And one more thing, I don't want to take the calls, but the last thing, I had one guy, he's a lecturer at he said, why? He said, I'm a Democrat, but he said, but F Joe Biden and F Trump. I'm not a Trump fan. Forget Obama. They don't do nothing for black people. This is a black guy, mind you. He said, they don't have to do nothing for us, especially Joe Biden. So why should I vote for either one? I'm not voting no more because we don't get nothing. Our communities stay the same. And he was just going on and on how nothing changes in our community, in the black community. And they forget about it. They come around every election year and they just completely forget about it. So he said he's going to stop voting. And mind you, this was a Democrat that said that.
I mean, I hear that a lot. It's like, if you're going to do something like that, that's somebody that can't bring themselves to vote for the Democrats because they see what's going on. But at the same time, they got too much pride to go to the other side. They still got that Democrat mind state in them, but they've been disillusioned by the Democrats. So they don't want to go and vote for the same people they've been going for, but their mind hasn't really changed. That's all. So that's why they want to play it like that, because they haven't really changed their mind in the real way.
Yeah, I've noticed that there's a lot of pride going on. They kind of speak because like when what's the name, House got burglarized on the news. They was talking about Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi.
Yeah.
And then come to find out They try to say, "Oh, did Trump have something to do with this? Did Trump have something to do with this?" And come to find out, Trump didn't have nothing to do with it at all. They're gonna stop talking about that story pretty soon.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thanks for taking my call. Sorry to take so long.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, have a good one.
All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, I know somebody that does the same thing, like door knocking down here in my region. I won't say where because I don't want to put nobody out there. Shout out to you if you're watching. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. All right, and they told me the same thing. They're not really for this particular person, but it's money, you know. And it just seeing who you're going to vote for. Really, it's just like a survey type thing. 904 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, man, how you doing?
It's all good. About yourself?
My name is James. I'm calling from Jacksonville, Florida.
All righty. What's happening, James?
I want to talk about ABL, about I work on the military base right here in Mayport, Florida. We got some stuff going on, Brad.
What's going on? What's happening on the base?
We're moving ships left and right. All my boys just got called to service. And why are all our little tiny ships, the FFGs and everything else, get called out to port? There's no exercise. So what the hell?
That's a good question. So it's like, where are they really going? Are they going South China Sea?
I don't know where they're going.
Okay.
Hey, I asked my son, where y'all going? Well, I can't tell you, Pop, but I'll talk to you in 6 months. I'm like, okay. And they got just called out to duty and said, okay. But plus, I work at Blood Island where I unload and load ships up. And we've had these big cargo ships, the big old C-10s. And, man, we put planes, trucks, all from the UN on there. So it makes me wonder, what the hell's going on, man? And I don't mean to change his subject, but there's something going on with our military right here in our front.
Do you think
And
something?
I'm just wondering what's.
Go ahead.
What?
Now go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know what's going on. I'll pay attention to the news. I pay attention to everything, but when I work in my port and all the crap that's coming on my boat has UN stickers on it, it's like, that's not good. It's not good.
So we have UN stuff coming here to the U.S., like from overseas to the U.S.?
Yes. I live in Jacksonville, Florida. I work at the Blunt Island base right here in Jacksonville, Florida. It's just offshore from Mayport, Florida. And it's like, man, we get these ships coming in. We're unloading ships that are unloading UN equipment. And I don't know what they're for, but to me, it just drives me nuts. I tried to ask questions, and I was told to shut the hell up.
Right.
I was going to use that word, but I thought that'd be nice.
Right. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently we got a whole bunch of UN ships being shipped on military ships over here in America and right off our shores in Jacksonville, Florida. Are you kidding me? Why? So I wanted to ask ABL if he knew anything about that.
Well, I may be if you didn't know. You talking to me the whole time, but I think it's pretty crazy that that's happening right now. But I can't really say I'm surprised at it. I think that it's a lot going on with the military. It's a lot going on in the world. A lot of instability. We're talking about Russia, Ukraine, China, South China Sea.
Exactly.
There's a lot of things going on.
And I don't mean to be a prick, but I mean, screw the Ukraine, screw Germany, screw China. I don't care. But I mean, I'm living here in America and I'm offloading UN vehicles. That's kind of strange, ain't it?
I agree. I agree.
I just wanted to ask ABL about that.
Well, thank you for your call, man. I definitely appreciate you.
Okay, thank you, man.
All right, now. Yeah, I agree with him. I'm not a fan of Ukraine and trying to support what they got going on either. I'm right there with him. You know what I mean? He has no debate here. I'm right in this corner. Let's go to the next call here. 202, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, this is Jeremy.
All righty, man. What's happening?
What's going on, man? So listen, I got a question. So it seems like on the right, everybody's playing down January 6th. And one of the biggest questions that I have is a lot of those people seem to be people who are supposed to be about law and order, but there was an extreme amount of lawlessness that took place on January 6th. So what's the big deal about them probing into it? You know, everybody, it seems like a lot of, you know, people on the right want to sweep it under the rug and, oh, it was no big deal. You know, nobody even died. But these are the same people who tend to side with the police if, you know, a citizen is shot by an officer or something. You know, like they like, okay, well, he should have listened. And that was the case for Ashley Babbitt. If she would have followed the officer's orders, she would still be here today. But all of that was a result of lawlessness that took place on that day.
Okay, so what's your question about, like, why is it?
I just want, why does it seem like it's getting like a lot of people on the right want to sweep it under the rug like it was no big deal?
Because it wasn't a big deal. Really, the reality of it is, let's go through. Let's talk about it right quick. So January 6th, first of all, there was just a speech from Trump, a peaceful speech. It wasn't really an issue. You had people that went down to the Capitol, started some trouble. Could have been Trump supporters, might not have been Trump supporters. Who knows who it was? They started some trouble. But as far as any kind of damage, anybody that died, it was just one person that died. That was Ashley Babbitt. Now, why are we talking about this for years? Why are we having all these probes? Why are we doing all this stuff? Why do you have political prisoners been in jail with no charges, solitary confinement? It's a overreaction because it's a political purpose. And the reason why I know it's an overreaction is because you had other riots that have happened in this country recently within the past 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Antifa, Black Lives Matter. But you've had dozens of people that died, little kids, little girls, old men, black women died in these riots. But there wasn't this big level of scrutiny over that. There wasn't this big years-long investigations or nothing like that into these particular things. But you had dozens that have died in these particular riots. And you have groups you can look at, organized, that did it. Antifa, Black Lives Matter. They like to go out there, just collect money, do whatever they want to do unfettered. But January 6th is like the worst thing happening in the world with hearings and whatnot for years. So that's the difference.
I mean, you know, I definitely agree that it's been over politicized on some level, but I think that, you know, one of the biggest things that, you know, for people on both sides that we're missing is that, like I said, you know, some of the same people who stand for law and order and, you know, scrutinize and question police officers who might be involved in a shooting, rather that person be unarmed or armed or whatever the case may be. These are the same people who want to act like what took place at the Capitol on January 6th wasn't a big deal. And like you said, I mean, just the elementary principle of it is, if they were respecting the boundaries and the laws, then this wouldn't have happened, you know, period, across the board. It just, you know, I think that if you're going to stand up and say, hey, I'm about law and order, then it has to be across the board. It can't just be when it fits you or for any of us, or, you know, to fit a certain political agenda. If you stand for, you know, law and order, then it has to be the same across the board. So definitely what took place on January 6th is, it is kind of a big deal when you think about that nothing like that has happened that I can remember, you know.
What do you mean? Like we've had riots. We've had riots all over the country for the past few years. Portland, Oregon, in the Federal Building, and then you had an area of what was that? Seattle, Washington, that was taken over. A police precinct was taken over and almost burned to the ground. 2 young black men died as a result of that. They were shot and killed in this particular area. A whole city block was taken over. So when you say this is like an unheard of thing, how can you say that when you've had all these things that have happened? Well, hold on. How can you say that when you've had all things that have happened in the country at the same time as the January 6th thing was going on? It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, those things were civil, motivated behind things that were happening civilly. This was motivated behind an election, and I'm not pointing fingers at who's wrong and who's right. Only thing I'm just saying is that for the people who are on the right and saying, hey, this isn't a big deal, these are also the people who are saying, hey, you guys have to respect law and order. You guys don't care about the police. You guys don't,
Okay. I got your point, but still, it doesn't make a difference. It's like, okay, we're not going to be out there tearing stuff down, burning neighborhoods down because of Ashley Babbitt. We can disagree with what happened to her and not tear things down. But see, what happens on the other side is when they don't agree with something, they want to tear things down. When George Floyd dies in police custody, you got riots all over the country, neighborhoods getting torn to the ground, people, infrastructure being torn to the ground. But see, that's the whole thing. We believe in law and order. If she dies and we disagree, we're not going to behave lawlessly as a result. But on the other side, they behave lawlessly as a result of a thing they don't like and they disagree with. Let the court action. Wait, hold on. Let the court action play out properly. And talking about law and order, how about due process? How is it right to have somebody in solitary confinement for a year or two with no trial? Okay, where's the due process? That's law and order right there. But you're not getting that because it's political in nature. It's not even about law and order. It's about politics. It's about trying to keep Trump out of office. It's about trying to attack the other side of the aisle. It's not about law and order. That's the whole thing. So you're talking about law and order, try to use that particular point, but it doesn't even apply here because it's not even about law and order. It's about political stuff. That's it. And that's all.
So you brought up, the political motivation, but my thing is, once again, is that it has to be applied across
okay, but see, check it out. I got your point, but see, across the board would mean we get due process the same way as everybody else. If anybody gets locked up for wait, hold on. If I get locked up for a crime today, I still have the right to due process, correct?
Absolutely.
But in January 6th, they're not getting that in January 6th. You got guys solitary confinement with no trial date, with no nothing, no charges, just sitting there languishing because they're political prisoners. That is not law and order. So you can't say, oh, well, it's got to be the same across the board. You got to believe in law and order. We're not getting law and order. We're not getting that with January 6th.
There are regular citizens who deal with that every day, like people who are arrested and charged for crimes, and they sit and the like. Once again, just getting back to it being overly politicized is, yes, anybody, if you're a citizen, you have a right to due process. But once again, the issue is people are screaming, hey, this is wrong, this is wrong. These people are being, held without their due process. But are we as Americans, are we making as much noise for those people who might have that effect from January 6th for people all across the nation who might be having their rights violated civilly, who sit in jails and prisons for years and years without trial?
Whoever knows these people needs to make the kind of noise. We don't really know these people. We know about January 6th because wait. We know about the thing with Washington, D.C., January 6th, because it's been all over the news. It's been a really big story put in front of our faces. That's why we know about it. It's a big thing. And they're trying to use that as a political weapon against people that are conservative, people that are on the Republican Party. They're using it as a political weapon. We don't know about random person in Podunkville, USA that got locked up and been sitting for a year without a trial. We don't know about that. How can we know about that? At the end of the day, we want the same rights for everyone. Now, if somebody's in jail and they're not being given any kind of due process, that's wrong too. But we don't know about that. We know about January 6th. So again, we're talking about law and order. We're not getting that in January 6th. We're getting the political witch hunt. We're getting political prisoners, not law and order. So you can't use that argument. So wait. You cannot use that argument in January 6th. We're not getting law and order. It's not due process. It's not a fair trial. It's not a trial at all. It's a political witch hunt, and that's all there is. It ain't nothing else to it.
Let me ask you this. I've heard people refer to Ashley Babbitt's death as an execution. I've heard people even say that the police officer who, killed Ashley Babbitt, he was wrong. All of these theories and people. Do you believe that her death was justified?
I think it was probably too. I think it was too much because really, what was that? Trespassing? Do you get shot for trespassing? But again, wait again. But see, law and order, is that the correct thing to do? Get shot for trespassing? Law and order. Okay, we're talking about what the law says. Now, I ain't talking about how I feel. I'm talking about the law. is right to get shot for trespassing. Now, here's the next thing about that. Here's the next thing. Now, if I don't agree with that, do I go out there and riot? Do I go out there and tear things down? Why? I don't do that. Why? Because I believe in guess what? Law and order. That's why I don't do that. But on the other side, they don't believe that. They disagree with a thing and they want to disregard law and order. I'm still going to abide by law and order, even if I don't agree with what happened. It's simple.
But when you say the other side, right? Like, so, you know, I would say that I'm on the other side, but I also listen to all views, you know, which is why I watch your show. I listen to Brandon Tatum. But the issue that I'm talking about is that you're saying how we would react on the other side, but that isn't the vast majority. Like you said, you have a few people who choose to react a certain way. And
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a majority or not. Okay, but see, it doesn't matter if it's a majority or not. We've not done that at all on the right. Nobody has rioted for Ashley Babbitt. Not one person. Nobody. But whenever there's a BLM type situation going on, there's always a riot. We don't do that at all. So you can't say also it's not the majority. It don't matter. The point is that some people do it, enough people do it, and enough politicians kind of condone it and encourage it. The media encourages it, condones it. We don't do that on our side.
I just find it, you know, awkward that a lot of people on the right are like they try to like fly by night what happened on January 6th. And in all honesty, it was a big deal. It wasn't
okay, so call up. We got time. Hold on, we got time constraints. So I got one last question for you. Do you think January 6th is like one of the worst things to happen to America, like one of the worst events in American history? Do you think that?
Top 5 easily.
So give me the other 4 things that are in American history in the ballpark with January 6th.
You know, like some Charlottesville, definitely 9/11. And you know, the stuff that was going on in Seattle with the police station. I mean, all of those things. But
we got 4. Give me hold on. We got 4. Give me one more. Give me one more to make 5.
Sandy Hook.
Okay, so Civil War, American Revolution, Great Depression, Valentine's Day Massacre, Chicago, Illinois. Those things ring a bell.
Absolutely. I mean,
Waco, Texas.
January 6th is something that, you know, like I have a kid. January 6th is something that my child was,
Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor.
Absolutely. But I'm just saying that.
So are we going to put January 6th in the same category as Pearl Harbor?
I don't think so. I mean, you can't put, you know.
How about Civil War?
Obviously, you can't do that.
Oh, okay. How about Waco, Texas?
No, you can't.
I think what needs to happen before I got calls on the line. You should kind of just rethink what you're talking about, because January 6th, when you think about American history and things that have happened, it's not that deep. And look at all the riots that have happened over the past few years, and then look at the entire history. It's not that bad when you look at America and what's been going on. Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Have a good night.
All right. Shout out to the caller. That was a little bit long, but I wanted to just get my point across there. He was cool for calling in and having a dissenting point of view. All that happened over the past few years. All right, Tariq, what's going on, man?
Hey, ABL, man, that last caller is the exact problem with many Americans who just consume too much media and are very ignorant. Sadly, especially when you're coming from the left, you only have one lens. Your lens is only right-wing terrorists. And also, when I debate clowns like him, I always put him on the defensive, because there's no defensible way that you could defend what Black Lives Matter did over the summer. Black Lives Matter were not only harming white people, they were also destroying Black businesses. I even live here in Dallas, Texas, where I know a lot of Black people who own businesses who had to board up their businesses in fear of Black Lives Matter destroying it. And what's crazy, especially for the African American, is that these white liberals went into their neighborhoods and assisted in destroying their businesses. So Black people were directly affected by the Black Lives Matter. Many Black people lost their jobs. Some Black people even lost their lives. But for them to just overlook that shows how they don't even love themselves like how they claim to be. Shows that they don't even care about their own communities. They don't care about nothing. It's all about what the white man is doing. That's why he's so upset about what happened on the riot, because he doesn't like that it was a bunch of white people getting angry. And also, I honestly believe is that it didn't put him as a Black person in the middle of it, to claim some type of victim status. And when it comes to the January 6th, man, this is just a nutting burger. All it is was just a bunch of angry people mad at the election who protested. This is not even insurrection. I don't even think Republicans should be calling this an insurrection. This was nothing. It could have easily been put down, but we've seen video footage of some police officers letting the protesters in. And I honestly think, I don't know yet because there's not much research into it, but I honestly think this was allowed to happen just to hurt Trump's chances. Because you got to think about it, if Trump was really trying to start an insurrection, why isn't the commander-in-chief out there riding with y'all? And then why is he also saying, be peaceful, go home, don't use violence? This is not what I wanted. It just makes no sense. And liberals know this, but they assume the American population is stupid. And sadly, some Americans are being stupid just like the media wants them to. I know these Democrat liberals know that this January 6th was nothing, but they understand, like they always play on black people's emotions, you have to hype it up so that Black people, when they go to vote, they are not intelligent enough to vote for policies because their emotions is always clouding their judgment. So every time they vote, it has to be on fear and emotion. I just saw January 6th. I can't let these white boys go and try to overthrow this country. Just to think a bunch of unarmed white people are going to overthrow the strongest government in the world. Like, just think about how stupid that sounds. You really think the United States was going to allow that? You really think that we couldn't call the National Guard and clamp down on that? Like, some people just can't think. But this is what I told you earlier about the January 6th. Like I said, this was the Democrats' gift. And I said before, the people who are out there doing it should have never did it, because it was exploited for this very reason, to have callers like that and millions of Americans think like him. So every time when it comes to voting, they are never going to look at the Republicans, man. So yeah, that whole thing's a farce. And that guy, man, it's like, what I'm saying, the more he buries his head in the mainstream media, the more lost he's going to get and not understand why things are the way they are. Now, the other question I want to ask you, man, is Elon Musk, man. I am happy he bought Twitter, but I am very skeptical, man. When he announced this diverse council, but before reinstating accounts, what did you think about that?
I think that he's got to do that because the thing is, you still got to have content moderation. You still got to have it be a place where people want to be. It can't be just overrun, become a troll farm or nothing else with no regular people on it. So you got to kind of be middle of the road. He'll be a moderate kind of person, and I think that's okay. He don't have to be on our side 100%. He could just be more moderate. The problem with Twitter over the past few years is that they become super left, all the way left. I mean, you're getting banned for the most mundane, ridiculous things. I think there will still be some censorship and some moderation, but not to the level that it had been before, where you're getting banned for just really small things.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Like the COVID bans, that's really attack on free speech. Like you're banning people for a difference of opinion. I sure hope that's the truth. And really, my thing is, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, man. The thing is, he has to reinstate Donald Trump if he's serious about this, because really, Donald Trump has not really committed any crimes. You cannot say he was a part of some insurrection. The man is not even locked up. So how is he guilty of something when he's not even locked up? It just makes no sense. He was never even indicted for a crime. If Elon Musk is serious, like I said, I know you got to have this council. I worry about these councils, man, because I just feel like, man, the higher up you go, the more liberal people are. And I just hope that, whatever this council is, it's a fair council Let Trump back on, man. You know, he is going to lose some advertisers, but screw them, man. That's the pressure that liberals always want to put on you. They want to try to take your money away. They want to go after the advertisers. Oh, so you're just going to support Twitter when Twitter is allowing Donald Trump on who try to launch an insurrection? That's what they're going to do with these advertisers. And I just hope Elon Musk says the heck with y'all. I'm gonna, and I do agree. You have to have some content moderation, but it's like on some of these bands, the heck with y'all. I mean, if you guys want to lose out on money, well, we got millions of people on Twitter, so be it. So you know what I'm saying? I'm just really hoping that Elon Musk sticks to it. If anything, Trump back on. Let's get Andrew Tate back on. Alex Jones. I mean, some of the controversial people who just, I'm not going to name any names, but there are some people out there who are out there. I wouldn't mind, man. But yeah, man, that's all I got to say, man. I hope this pulls through, and January 6th was just nothing but a protest, like every other American protest. That's all I got to say, man.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, take care.
Great call, fantastic call. And the number to call is 434-658-1220. And the phone lines are blowing up, so please bear with me. I'll try to get you guys on as soon as I can. Y'all just hang tight for me. I'd appreciate it if you did. Your line speaker to 747.
Yes, hi.
Hello,
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
All righty, what's happening?
Yeah, hi. I just was thinking maybe we should give Paul Pelosi a break. At least this time when he got hammered, he wasn't driving a car.
There you go. Absolutely.
It takes, right. That was him.
All right. Well, hey, short and sweet. Thank you to the person for the call. Definitely appreciate her. And let's go to the next one here. Let's go 601. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. This is OC from Ohio. How are you?
I'm well. About yourself?
Doing good. I wanted to talk about something that I think most naturally born Americans would not think about in terms of having non-Americans be able to vote. So I'm actually conservative, so it's not like I'm a left-wing nut, but I moved to the United States some 20 years ago, came here legally. I came for school. I was always legal the whole time I was here. And, I paid taxes because I was working. I had a work permit. I was able to work. But the one thing I couldn't do, even though I've lived here for a very long time, is vote. So, this had become my home. But I wasn't an American citizen, and I had the right to be here. I had the proper paperwork. So I think maybe when some of these Democratic states are talking about allowing non-citizens to vote, that's what they mean. Now, I could be wrong. I support voter ID and everything. I think if you're able to prove that, you hold a green card, you're legally here, you've paid your taxes and everything, I think you should be able to vote because literally this is my home. I didn't get citizenship until this year, to where my kids were actually shocked, like, you were not a citizen this whole time. So it's just some things that I think would help if people were able to vote, even though you're not a citizen. You are a permanent resident, but you're not a citizen. So if you're a permanent resident, you can't vote, but I think we should be able to. What do you think?
I don't think so, and it's nothing against you, but here's one thing that I would say. In order to be the president, you have to have a few qualifications, but it's not that much. You got to be a citizen, number one, to be the president. So if you got to be a citizen to be a president, and it's not even that much other qualifications, 35 years old, be a citizen, and live in the U.S. for at least 14 years. Just 3 qualifications. You could have a felony on your record. You could have all kind of things on your record. You could pretty much do a lot of different things. You could be a convicted criminal and still become the president. So I think if you're gonna vote, you should at least meet the one qualification to become the president. To rise from the ranks of being a citizen up to the president, got to be a citizen. Now, I'm not saying that I'm trying to get you deported. You're here legally. But in order to vote, I think you need to be a citizen, because also with that comes some national security issues with some people that come over here and abuse the system for their country of origin. So imagine you get a bunch of Chinese people to come over here. Nothing against people that are Chinese in general, but I'm talking about, you know how the government is. They come over here on the H-1B or a green card or whatever it is, talking about, okay, we're going to work in California. We're going to go over there and just work and just be tech people. And then they begin to vote, and they vote in a certain kind of way to put their own guy in. Now we got foreign nationals over here in the U.S. acting on the foreign country's behalf. So that could be something that happens. I think overall, it's just a good practice to have citizens vote. Although I have nothing against you if you're here legally. If you're here legally, it's fine. But when it comes to voting, be a citizen.
I mean, yeah, I hear your point. I guess my point was, having lived here, paying my taxes here, I'm subjected to bad votes. You know what I mean? I want to vote for, especially at the local level. I think you should be able to, like, my school districts are a mess. You know, all this stuff they're trying to indoctrinate in kids. But it's like I can't help with that. I just have to sit on the sidelines. So I do think maybe I understand your point about maybe being president and all that, but I do think maybe at the local level it should be to where, you know, I can vote for what my kid is taught in school because they are attending school, and I do pay taxes. I was once told when I was in college, because I tried to apply for scholarships and grants, and I was told you're only considered a citizen for tax purposes. That's the only time we consider you a citizen. So, I mean, if you're able to tax me, if, you know, I'm paying my taxes, you know, I haven't committed any crimes. It's just that the system is taking longer for my citizenship to move along. Then I'm just subjected to all these bad votes or this bad voting. So that was just my point. I know a lot of people in the chat are like, no, you can't vote, but it's like, I can help y'all. That's all I'm saying.
I understand your viewpoint. I do understand where you're coming from, but I would just put the line right there at citizens being able to vote, because you know what's next. You're going to say illegal aliens. I know that's not you. You're legal, but the next thing is going to be illegal aliens. I already see where it's going to go because they're already trying to do that. So I would just have it right there and then have that be that. I know it could be unfair. It could be something that is disheartening, but I think that's probably the right thing to do for the country.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I'm going to vote this coming up midterms because I have my citizenship now. So hopefully that's the one vote we were missing to get the right people in office.
Perfect.
All right. Thanks, ABL.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, and to be clear, I have nothing against people that are here as legal residents. If you're here legally, if you're following the law, it's cool. But if you're not a citizen, I think you got to draw the line, because, like I said, the next thing is going to be, oh, you're here as an illegal alien, no documentation. Oh, but you've been here, DACA recipients, you vote too. You see what I'm saying? And then just like with the whole thing with gay marriage, I have nothing against anybody that's gay. If you're gay and you're an adult keyword, not little kids, but anyway, if you are gay and you're an adult, I don't care. That's your business. Whatever y'all do, that's between you and whoever consents. Right, as an adult. But when it comes to gay marriage, see, now what's going to happen is you're going to have the gay marriage, and then, okay, now we're going down we're seeing where we are right now in a very short period of time, ever since Obama became the LGBT president. Now we're talking about drag queen story time, and we're talking about 10-year-old little girls having men or adult boys 6'4" invading their space in the locker room, showing their Johnson off. See how that happened? But anybody could have seen it coming, because we know how they operate. You give it an inch, you take the mile. Matter of fact, you give them 1 inch, they'll take every mile from here all the way to the sun. That's how they operate. And we know it at a certain point after seeing repetitive patterns year after year. But anyways, let's go to the next call here. Let's go to 203 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, Bill. This is Raymond Campos.
All righty, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing? I watch you every day. Every time you post something, it's nice talking to you. I'm from Connecticut, and I just wanted your opinion on Governor Ned Lamont and Bob Stefanowski. I wanted to vote like Republican for Stefanowski, but I just found out like he was okay with like first term abortion, and I was just wondering what's your opinion on that? Does that like make him a rhino or something like that?
Well, I'm not really sure about him being a rhino because there's mixed opinions on that. When you say first term abortion, did he say a certain number of weeks? Did he say 6 weeks, 8 weeks? Like, what did he say?
I think he was talking about the like very beginning. So like back to where it was. He basically where the law is now is where he wants it to stay.
So, I mean, I'm not really sure, like, because I know there's certain bills, like, let's say, for example, in Georgia, they have the heartbeat bill, and I think they say that abortion is banned after a heartbeat can be detected. I think it's at about 5 to 6 weeks, something like that. So that means that in the very beginning, abortion would be legal. You see what I'm saying? In the very beginning. So I'm not really sure the governor candidate, I'm not really sure where he draws the line. But what I will say is...
Yeah, I'm trying.
You said what now?
I'm trying to figure out who I want to vote for. I don't want Ned anymore.
Yeah. But like what I'm saying is if first term abortion versus abortion unlimited, it's probably going to be your options. It may not be the best options, but that's what you have. So if the other guy's like abortion whenever, abortion at 9 months gestation versus the other guy that says very early, it's a clear choice. Very early versus full term.
I'm gonna have to go. Wow, Steph, thank you so much for that. And I just got one question because my son is in school. He's I think high school, 8th, 9th grade, and they keep putting CNN every day in the morning. And is there some advice you could give me? Something I could say, or something I could do about that? Because he doesn't like to watch it, and I don't like to watch that. I know that it's fake news. I know that they're trying to implement their agenda.
Well, all you can really do for your child is just to talk to him about what's going on. I mean, if your child knows what's happening, he's probably already aware that it's fake stuff. He's just watching some stuff that he don't really like to watch. But just keep talking to him and keep educating him on your own about what's happening in the world. So the stuff he sees on television won't really affect him because he knows from dad what's right and what's wrong.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. He listens to you with me. Well, he works with me sometimes. Thank you so much, and it was great talking to you. Have a great night.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, great call. Shout out to him, and shout out to your boy for watching me and for knowing what's going on in the world, having the awareness to understand that CNN sucks. So shout out to your boy. All right, let's go to 989. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, great call. Shout out to him. And shout out to
Caller, can you hear me? 988. Yes, I am.
Is this live?
You're live on the air. Turn your stream down in the background for me, please.
Oh, it's down. But you're not looking live. I gotta.
Yeah. You can't because it won't line up. But what's happening, man? Talk to me on the phone.
Oh shit, man! I'm just enjoying the show. I'm here having a good time. I want to know why you banned me, man.
Who are you?
I'm Corn Pop.
Hey, man, things happen. I don't know what happened, because I got moderators.
Well,
and you probably said something crazy. That's probably why you got banned. I don't know what you said.
No, I don't think I said anything crazy. I think I might have said something funny, but Corn Pop. Oh, I'm catching it in your replay. I'm hearing you in reverse, bro.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. You got to turn the stream down. That's what I'm telling you. You can't watch the stream at the same time when you're on the phone.
Don't point at me. You're pointing at me. Hold on.
Okay, Corn Pop. do we have anything that you want to add to the show, or that was it?
No, I'm just saying. Can you unban me, bro? I support you. I'm watching the show.
Send me a link to my email. It's on my website. Go to my website.
I'm not gonna do all that, man.
I mean that's what I can't. How am I going to unban you if you can't do that? I can't find your channel any other way. How am I going to unban you?
I got alternates.
Huh?
I got alternate subscriptions. I got ways to watch.
Well, hey, that'd be your best bet, man. Thank you for your call. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Hey, man, thanks for banning me.
All right.
Love you, bro.
All right. Shout out to Corn Pop. It's like, yo, unban me, bro. It's like, if I can't unban me if you don't send me your channel link, because if you just, what I'm gonna do is just be like, all right, It's granted. Corn pop unbanned. Wait for Magic Wine to carry it like that. Anyway, the phone lines are blowing up. Y'all, please bear with me here. Please, please, please. Call line speaker to 617.
Hey, ABL, it's Jen in West Virginia.
All righty, what's going on?
This Paul Pelosi thing, first of all, thank you for calling red flags to it because it never added up for me either, but it's getting good. Because the New York Post, do you remember earlier, I think it was earlier in the week where Kamala did her whole like yellow school bus nonsense?
Yeah.
So the New York Post dropped an article today that says the title is Paul Pelosi Attacker. David DePepe lives in a school bus.
Wow. Hilarious.
Also, there's so many reports that aren't coming out. So other like news agencies are interviewing the neighbors, and this guy's a lefty all the way around. So they're 100% trying to make it seem as though, you know, it was some right-wing nonsense. But neighbors described DePepe as a homeless addict with politics that were until recently left-wing, but secondary importance to his psychotic and paranoid behavior. And remember the naked wedding that he did?
Yeah.
It was for his baby's mama.
Wow. So wait a minute. Was he the one getting married, or was somebody else getting married to his baby mama?
No, that is the shade, because here's the thing. He married somebody else and was like, but you can be the best man. Also,
wow.
So her kids, he has 2 kids with her, and apparently both of these, she's in jail right now. She's a Russian immigrant. She's in jail right now. She has like 20-something felony counts on her, but they're almost like the new Ghislaine and Epstein type scenario, because their kids came out and said, hey, since we were young, he abused us in the marriage. Yeah.
This guy got some serious problems. I wonder how Paul Pelosi got in contact with this character. I mean, what's going on here?
The plot continues to thicken. I have no idea, but I just figured that I would drop that one on you, because the whole fact that the New York Post trolled him and said that he lived on a school bus, which he did, is epic.
That's hilarious. Beyond hilarious.
Have a good night.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Yeah, this guy, I mean, they couldn't have found a more ridiculous person than this dude. What's his name? David DePappy. Look at his name. I'm DePappy. I guess you are DePappy, sir. All right. The calls are blowing up. Y'all please forgive me. Hold on. Call line speaker 2310.
Oh, ABL. How you doing? This is Ron from Georgia. How you doing, sir?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Man. Oh, I'm glad I reached you, man. It's just another wondrous day in the United States and in Georgia. And I'm glad I was able to get my vote in. And, they got Herschel, trying to get Herschel over the line along with Kemp and the rest of our gangs here. But I'm just laughing at the hysteria that the Democrat media is going over everything. They're just trying to pull out all the stops. Like I said, wear all red and bringing her out the closet, and got Obama bringing them out. It's crazy. It's crazy. They're panicking. Their panicking is good, because it's about time that we get our country back. And I know we're not going to be able to do too much, because we got Bozo in the White House, and anything that we put down the pike, he's just going to veto it and not allow things to come through. But we're going to slow this roll until 2024, and that'll be a good thing. And whoever, whether Trump or DeSantis or whoever, we got a deep bench in the Republican Party right now. A lot of good players out there that's not idiots. Not like what they're trying to push forward in California with Newsom. But, if that's the best they got, Lord help us. Lord
exactly.
Help us.
Exactly.
Yeah. But, I've been talking to some of my friends and, friends in Cali, and even some of my relatives come back and they try to bash on Herschel and everything. How could you vote for Herschel? And I said, what are you talking about? He said, did you see the debate? Did you not see the debate? He did a great job. And I said, oh, he just sounds to say, so you guys are picking up on the small stuff. That's the same thing about Obama. Oh, with the flowery voice and everything, but did you hear what he was trying to say? And the things that Obama was trying to say was nonsense, as I'm concerned. But I've seen Herschel in person in a Republican meeting, and he's not no idiot. He's not an idiot. He's not at all. He speaks very well, and like I said, right now he got his campaign speech and everything, so it's repetitive right now, but he's on the stump. He got to go from place to place. But he's going to do it. He's going to do a good job for the American people, and that's what we need today in our country. People that are doing things for the American people instead of for themselves. You hear me talking every time about these grifters out there. That's all they're doing is just raping the country. They're raping the country, and they're raping us hard. And the thing about it that not only that, they're setting up their money across them. Like you said, Ukraine, that's another shell job right there. Hey, how come all our bombs and everything like that really being very effective? Because they trading them for some money, putting some for themselves, others for the other politicians. And when they get out of office, they have another store bank of funds somewhere else. They're raping up the generations of the future, and it's a damn shame. But we can fight this. We can get it back. Like I said, they're very meticulous on how they want to erode things. Like I said, they do it a step at a time. But you know what? We got to see where they're coming from, stop them where they're at, and that the American people could rise up and go forward. People just need to look at see the truth. If you have any type of discernment skills, you can see where they're coming from, and we can stop them. But then it just kills me that whenever I try to talk to some of my liberal friends, they just cannot see the truth that I explain it to them. They cannot see, and I just say, it's just no hope. There's no hope for them. But I just pray for them. I pray for the nation. I pray for the world. I just pray for the people that that the blinders be lifted off their eyes, remove these scales that they could see, remove their scales and that they can see and know the truth, But that's what I hope for our country today. ABL, you're doing an awesome job. Everything that you put forth, you've put forth the best play-by-play for Paul Pelosi that I've seen. I'll tell you, I've been looking at everything, and you gave the full play-by-play. And just like what you said, I said as soon as I heard it, I was shopping, and then I heard it when they did the first live replay in San Francisco, and I said, that's not right. What they're saying, doing the hammer, oh, no. I said, that's not right. But like I said, I think they had a little freaky-deaky going on out there. That's what they're going on out there. But you know what? Praise God. I just say, ABL, you keep on doing what you're doing, my brother. Young man, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job for your country. Believe me, you are. And I can't wait to the day that I will meet you face to face, my friend. Like I said, not far. I'm in Georgia. You over there? Hey, man, we're going to meet one day. I'm telling you. So anyway, when we do, hey, that'll be a great day. Hey, brother, you just take care. God bless. I love you, okay?
Thanks for the call,
All
man.
right.
I appreciate
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you.
All right.
All right, great call, but that'll be a wrap for me. If you couldn't get on tonight, I'm sorry. The phone lines are blowing up, out of control. This is a really good show. Thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. So if you enjoy what you heard thus far, if you enjoy what you heard tonight, because the show is over with, but give me a thumbs up. Give me a like, a share. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. It's 100% free. I'd appreciate you if you did do that. I got super chats to read. Then I wrap the show on up, put the bow on top. Thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere. I'll be back live again on Wednesday of this week, of course. I ain't missing the Wednesday show for y'all that missed it. I missed a couple Wednesdays. And I'm also live on Saturday, but I put out pre-recorded videos all throughout the week, excluding Sunday. All right, so I'll be off tomorrow, but I'll be right back at it Monday, putting out pre-recorded videos about whatever's going on. You got any tips? You got any news you want to send me an email at contact@anthonyblogan.com. If you can't remember the email, it's always on my website. All my links will be in the description box below. This is also a podcast you're listening to right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platforms tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., wherever you stream, whether it be Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, Apple, iTunes. It'll be right there on that particular website. Now, let's get to the super chats. And thanks to the mods for keeping the trolls in check and the weird, crazy bots talking about free time tonight. Thank you for getting them out of here. I really appreciate y'all for doing that for me. And let's get to the supers. Thank you to, where was I? Oh, I think I pretty much got everything. Thank you to Stacy D for being the member and being part of the ABL squad. And thank you to Corn Pop's cousin for the super chat. I think that's it. I think most of the super chats came in pretty early, so I got everything right now. But I'll be back live again on Wednesday and Monday, of course, doing the pre-recorded videos. But that'll be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.